we should get started.
What order are we going in? Are we going in from top to bottom?
Let's go.
Yeah, we'll start from top to bottom.
Sure.
Alright, yeah. So, introductions, let's start, I guess. Welcome everybody, this is, the Roundtable to 2018, I guess.
Woo!
Yeah.
The best year there is.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
So introductions, let's start off with, Moo.
What? You
Oh,
just gonna,
starting off with me.
you just gonna
Yeah.
cuck love?
My name is Moo, question mark. Not sure how you really pronounce it if you want to, but I'm a spy main who runs a YouTube channel focusing mostly on trick stabs, and I've released a few commentary / tutorial videos. The really only most notable one is the surf stab tutorial. But yeah, that's kind of what I do. I like to surf and have fun in pubs and style on people with the kunai. And I'm a cow apparently, so there's that.
I'll start off. Hello, I'm Theoretical Spy, also known as Theo. I'm just a kind of old spy that lag stabs because I have terrible internet and I have a lot of depression and anxiety. So,
Not by choice.
yeah.
Welcome!
Yeah, welcome. Start off with Starry.
Hello, I'm sorry, I'm spy main that makes shitty YouTube videos and even shittier art.
Alright, let's start off with Swipes.
What 2000 hours spy experience look like? Pretty much sums him up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds like a couple million views. That's what it sounds like.
It does.
Alright, British.
I'm a spy who used to be good, and who roster writes in high. So there you go. YouTube.com/user/British TF2. Let's go subscribe.
Okay.
I want 2 million views as well, thanks.
Love.
Hello, I'm Love. I play in UGC Asia for fun, and I run a YouTube channel which makes spy frags videos.
And Tris.
Hi, I'm the only Australian here, and I play spy in Australia, and I've played Plat for a while, and I make videos on YouTube.
Alright. So now we're gonna start off with the watches. So let's start off with the like our opinions. So what do you guys think about the Invis watch, first of all?
It's fine.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I think it's really good.
I think
Best watch.
I think
It's good for setting up plays, getting
yeah.
into enemy lines, you know, waiting for that perfect moment to strike in the asses.
I would argue that's the C&D, but the Invis is just more not more reliable, more versatile.
I just like
The
it to
Invis
get
is
consistent picks. I could
Invis is fine.
always get me like that med pick that I need, or something like that.
Invis is always good.
Yeah,
Just,
it's reliable.
The decloak could be a little bit faster.
decloak could be faster, yeah.
Yeah, I would say make the decloak at least, you know, instant.
Yeah.
and the recloak as well, so you can just right click, left click, right click,
Yeah.
just to drop the med.
Exactly. Mhm.
Exactly.
Perfect.
I think
Everyone would love spy.
That wouldn't be broken at all.
I think it really excels at illusions. It's the most default way of playing spy, and I think a lot of people don't understand how powerful it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
That's
there's
very
definitely a skill, I guess, gap in terms of like you gotta when you start out, you kind of like, ooh, I can turn invisible, and then you don't know what you're doing.
true. Yeah,
Then you gotta learn all these, positioning, when to
weird 'cause
cloak,
I
when
think-
to decloak.
I think a lot of these spies go backwards. They start with the dead ringer, and then they figure out later on that the invis watch is better, and they use that later because they see popular videos, and everyone uses the dead ringer.
Which leads to the next point of this dead ringer. How do we think about it?
It's dead.
Pretty shit.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's a rip of
It's
its old self.
garbage, but I still use
I
it.
still use it, yeah, but
The only
it's
Oh,
good thing
yeah,
about it
after
is the
this-
speed boost.
Yeah, after this
Yeah.
nerf, I forgot about that. I don't know any of your guys' opinions, but I
Cookies.
My opinion on the ringer right now is the bad thing about the ringer is the cloak refiling. You have to sit in a corner and just
Yep.
wait, which is basically very
There's a
bad
load
for
of
me.
downtime now.
I think the
And
Dead Ringer. Oh,
I would say the
sorry.
invisibility watch is better than Dead Ringer in the term of getting behind the enemy without getting spotted, first of all. Because
think-
the Dead Ringer,
The Dead Ringer is good for going to like their spawn and just getting their teleporter.
Oh yeah, it's great for
Yeah.
buildings.
You can, yeah.
it's
You can
great
feign
against
past everyone.
Spyros as well.
I think the Dead Ringer, for me, it allows for very aggressive trick stabs.
It
I've
does.
used it so many times for
Yeah, the
that,
speed boost.
and it's
boost.
also kind of, I mean, for me at least, it helped me with a lot of shitty deaths that I had back in the day, because I used to just die because I'd have like so much ping packet loss, you know. So, I mean, it's just something I've used because I couldn't use the Invis watch. Otherwise, I'd die
Spy
in chip
Roundtable,
because
Wookie.
I'm standing still.
Right.
Also, you know what's even worse is having your eternal reward with the Dead Ringer. It's basically bad. Because
Yeah.
if you don't
Yeah.
have if you use the disguise, you have zero cloak. You have
Exactly.
to wait like 20 seconds to have the Dead Ringer.
Because
So
if
you're
you have
basically
Invis watch, it
invulnerable.
means you can at least cloak a little bit, even if you only have like some left.
Yes, indeed.
But Dead Ringer just removes
You
it
can-
completely.
yeah, just 2 seconds of cloak is better than having
Mhm,
nothing at
yeah.
visible in front of everyone.
I just think that if you're playing spy
Cookies.
well, like half the
I'm
time you
good,
don't
Koala.
even need the Dead Ringer.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
you won't even need the effect half the time.
very true.
Right. I feel
Alright.
like for the Dead Ringer, he's mentioned earlier, it's the aggressive trick stabbing watch. I would
Mhm.
definitely agree on that. But I feel like the Invis watch allows you to be more aggressive playing spy in general, just because you have that positioning and that maneuverability.
Very true.
You can just like, I like
Yeah.
being really aggressive with illusions and decloaks.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Especially in pubs.
Like stalk
That's when
killing
it's super
people.
fun.
When you stick a right behind
Yeah, I
them.
agree on that.
I don't actually remember the last time I equipped the Dead Ringer.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
even
but
before drawing Inferno, I never
Got too
used
many
it.
feigns on that thing. But I always remember the one thing is like as soon as I get into a comp game, I'm switching to Invis Watch. Like I always start off with Invis Watch. It's just or CND or CID rather. Wait, what is it? CND, CID? I always forget those two mixed up.
CND.
CND, yeah.
Cloak
Which
and
leads
dagger.
to the next thing.
Well, I mean, really, it should be C80, but
Yes.
Yeah, the
CAD.
next
Why
thing.
don't we just call it the CAD? That just makes it so
The
much
CAD.
easier.
All right, we're gonna catch that on.
You heard it here
Honestly,
first.
I think the Dead Ringer is good for pubs, but for competitive, I would
Oh,
go
yeah.
Invisibility Watch.
Definitely Invis Watch. Like if I'm screwing, if I'm not doing anything with the Invis Watch and I'm kind of getting hunted a bit, I might like. There's occasions where I'll switch to Dead Ringer, and it used to be a lot more viable, but now it's just the Invis Watch is way stronger in comp.
Yeah. Also, if you want to refill your cloak, just use the Electron J. It's what
Yeah.
I use if I use Dead Ringer.
Yeah, everyone.
Or,
If you're trying to get
or
past the Dead
illusion
Ringer
too.
nerf, use the
Big
Latrange with it, and the Big Gunner. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
I think-
disguise as like a friendly medic and then just walk out with your Dead Ringer and they'll be like med down.
Yeah, the
And
old
then
Dead
5
Ringer
seconds
medic
later-
disguise.
5 seconds later, your team just Ubers in and wipes them all.
So moving on. I guess we've talked about the Dead Ringer. Now we talk about the Cloak and Dagger.
Oh boy.
Oof.
I watch Mr. Paladin. He likes the
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't see. I can't stand using it in pubs because it's just way too slow for
No.
me. I just don't like. I don't
boring.
like sitting around. But in
Mhm.
comp, I'll use
You
that thing for an
only use it-
entire match in comp.
I
Yeah.
only use it in like a 32-man pub with like so much spam
Ooh.
and so much like 4 pyros, 2 heavies, always spy checking constantly
Yeah,
that
that's
like
true.
I have to.
Oh yeah, it
be
can.
more
It's
passive.
totally viable in pubs. It's just not as fun sometimes. But sometimes it's necessary, I guess.
It's boring. To be
Yeah.
honest.
It's too boring for pubs.
Definitely.
I use the cloak and dagger sometimes for like, because I've rang a couple like really good teams, and sometimes I get
COD
really
fanboy.
scared, so I try testing out what I can do with the cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the Invis watch I can't get in that position.
That's true.
You know.
It's.
I mean, cloak and dagger is payload, first defense, and gully wash,
Yeah, cookies. It's pretty
and
boring.
then invis is
Upward.
basically
Yeah,
all
like
the time for me.
in comp, I've used the cloak and dagger for the entirety
Oh,
of
and
upward,
steel.
just the entire time. It's pretty great
But
sometimes.
yeah,
You sit on the little rock bit at first, and then you wait for the medic.
See, I sit on
Like-
the roof, on the left on upward
Ah.
first, and then I wait for them to come out on the right, and then I go find a spot behind the rocks to decloak. Because people check those rocks too much, and at least for the
Hey,
teams that I
in
verse.
EU, no one ever checks
Really?
that.
Oh, you lucky duckling.
I know, right?
Did they
It
check?
used
They
to be-
check that constantly.
And
When I first
And,
played
like-
in ETF on mid in
Mm.
season like 8 or whatever it was, literally everyone checked it. And now
Yeah.
I'm playing in like high / occasionally in an old prem
Yeah.
stream because you know.
It was those
They're
first couple of times that I used it that it was perfect, and then everyone started to catch on to it, or other spies were using it as well, and everyone started catching on to it because there's that spot in the top right of the rock, and then you can jump further down the rock, and those were different spots. I sort of discovered those at different times.
like in Asia, people check the left side of the rock. If you just hang on the
Yeah.
right side at like the very edge, the pilot will check that, and he'll be like, "Oh, and there's spies."
See,
5
the
seconds
big
later,
mind
you
trick
decloak.
is to go on one side, and then when they check that side, you jump to the other one and then jump back.
What I do now is I hide on
Compare
the
you and
rock on the
follow their
left hand
plans, yeah,
side
Griff.
as you're facing the blue spawn, like in front of the roof thing. And then when I've seen the pyros checked it, then I go up on the bit on the right.
Yeah.
And then they never check it again.
Does anyone else want to
That's
say
why.
something about Cloak and Dagger?
I mean, it's just kind of good most of the time.
Yeah.
But like
For like one tick.
I just prefer invis because it's more versatile. But like when
Yeah,
where you
yeah.
can use invis, you can just generally use CMD.
Pretty much
and-
always I'll change off of it after the first point on defense.
Yeah.
Or sometimes attacking, you can use
It's
it as well.
also pretty good for timing
I'll-
saps.
Yeah.
I'll stay on Cloak and Dagger on like steel and gully wash, but other than that, I use invis.
I think the cloak and dagger is the best if you want to troll people in pubs.
You can do voice lines, yeah.
The best, the voice lines. You can like hide in just a random corner, decloak, shoot out like the teleporters, cloak again. Like upward, there's those rocks. If you're facing blue spawn on defense, you're on the right hand side.
Oh,
you
yeah.
can climb up. There's
Yeah.
a few spots there that most people in pubs don't know about, so you can just decloak, pop a few shots, and watch them flail around.
You can
and look for
also
you.
you can also do that by sitting. You can sit above the door. You know the cave spawn. You can sit above the door of the cave,
Oh yeah.
and you just look
yeah.
down and shoot
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Oh, you guys gotten caught before by that door opening and blocking you from going up the top?
Yes.
Oh, so annoying.
The worst.
I've got caught like that on gully wash on the forward spawn.
Oh, really? Does that do it too?
Yeah, it goes through the floor.
Oh gosh.
If you're doing DM mod, you can't walk past it unless someone goes into the spawn.
Alright, now we transition to the guns, what we think about them. First off, the revolver.
So overpowered as fuck.
Yeah.
Spy has guns.
Spy has a gun. What is this?
Primary weapon.
Spy has a
He
gun?
had knife as primary.
Yeah.
Wait,
Gun is a crutch for bad spies.
Exactly. See, aim is a crutch for bad players.
There's a player that constantly says that I eat gun spies for breakfast, and it's always funny
What?
because his name's XYZ because
Uh-oh.
he's probably like the best spy that's next to me, I guess, but he's very low.
Oof.
No one knows him.
Flex.
Oh,
Oof.
But he honestly does eat gun spies. I see him do it every time I'm pupping with him. It's kind of funny.
It's brutal to go up against someone who can aim Revolver really well when using ambi because they just destroy you. They just melt you like in a couple of seconds.
I think
Unless you get lucky.
the revolver
Using Ambi in 2018,
Oh,
Lamau.
yeah.
The revolver, I think, the revolver, I've used it for like all my time playing Spy, and I'm a huge revolver addict.
It's
like,
always been a strong choice.
Huge.
Massive.
Yeah, I even when after I've gotten like had problems with my hands, I still use the revolver because before Ambi got nerfed, I started getting really good with it because I played nothing but revolver like for the last like 3 years or 2 years or
Are
something.
you serious?
It's an underused
3
weapon.
years?
It honestly is the how to aim weapon for Spy, and I really enjoy it a lot because of how powerful you can make it.
It's just
I am-
broken as fuck.
Yeah.
Still,
You
I'm
can
sorry,
make
but
memes with it.
The
I'm gonna
funny
s-
thing is, it's not even the best primary for Spy.
No.
I would say the ambassador is much more challenging in aiming because you have to
Yeah.
aim that small head, while revolver is aiming the body shot. I mean the body, which is much more easier.
No,
That's
I'm saying
Oh, yeah,
I'm
exactly.
saying that I'm saying the revolver is the how to aim in the aspect it's a warm up for the Ambi.
Yeah, exactly.
I
But
believe.
Oh yeah.
that's another problem is that a lot of spies, again, it's the same with the DR and Invis watch, is people start with the ambassador because they watch, Stabby's videos or something like that, or, Mr. Paladin, and then they switch to revolver later on when they should be using
Mr.
revolver first.
Paladin.
Mr. Paladin on
Mr.
AMP.
Paladin. There used to be
By
like
the way,
a
I
sound
noticed
playing
Mr.
when you say that.
Paladin when he aims, he twitches like he's having
Mhm.
He's got
his
way too high
hysterical.
sensitivity, man.
Oh yeah.
I
Alright.
mean, I think probably like all you have to do is go watch like Hard's frag video,
Oh my god.
They're
Yes.
pretty
Okay.
great.
So
and then
two
you just
spies.
like, and then you
Watch
just
Hey.
go, well, Revolver.
Yeah,
Two
I like Akuma, I forgot her name.
spies. Two spies I recommend that are like really good revolver spies that I used to watch a lot of is ONV, Hard, and Carlozzo. Because Carlozzo is like he does
That's
not.
3.
You can't count.
Yes, yes. Fuck out.
Uh-oh.
But Carl, I've watched him. He does Ambi. He's the generic EU, I feel like, spy that uses Ambi, but
Tricky game.
doesn't underestimate the
Drink every
revolver.
time we got
And
Mr.
I love
Paladin.
that about him.
How about
That's
Toast?
his
I
whole.
liked Akuma for revolver aim.
Raylan on YouTube now.
Yeah, it's
Although
Raylan, but
although his URL is still Carlos
he-
35.
yeah,
Wait,
I'll
that's
always call him
Carlozzo?
Carl. Yeah, it's Carl.
Oh, okay. All right. Do you think we can revolver?
Yeah. So next conversation, the Ambi. How does
Trash
everyone
move on.
feel about that?
Moving on
sucks.
to the next gun.
Yeah. So
What is it?
I know.
Somebody played the
Alright.
sad violin.
yeah, we need a
I know.
violin playing right now. We need the Titanic scene and just like we put
Okay,
all the faces of spies on the guys falling off the boat as the violins play on Titanic.
But the thing is, it's not even like a bad weapon. It's just that Revolver exists.
Yeah,
It is
exactly.
a bad weapon.
There's like no reason. Like,
Yes.
if the ambassador were the stock Revolver, you'd be like, wow, this Revolver weapon is
I
really
mean, the
good.
thing is, I still use the ambassador, and it's not like I can still get kills with it. But I'm thinking in my head every time I use it out of habit. But I reckon I just think in my head if I use revolver, I'd be getting more damage. I really should, but
Yeah, well,
it's just
And
habit.
it's like a frag movie gun.
I mean, it used to be
yeah.
with those 102 headshots from miles away in the sky, but
Now it's even more amazing
now you
because
just-
you
now-
do
now you just see,
54
like-
damage headshots.
I think
Oh,
I
dude,
think
when-
I think the limit
when
should
you're
not
in
be
a frag
18.
But when you're in a frag movie and you see like 63 or something, you're just like such an unappealing number.
Yeah, it is.
Just
Well, you
like-
see 18,
what
it's
if you
even
wanna-
worse. I think that's a bad number to end with. That's like it shouldn't be 18 is the limit. It should be like 40 is the least you can do with a headshot from long range. Like 18's a bit
Well,
ridiculous.
I think it should just you should be able to headshot from any range, but it just goes down to 54. or something.
Yeah, something like that.
I would agree.
40 or 50 or so.
Yeah.
But I
What do you use?
get the premise that like spies shouldn't be a long range guy. Like you shouldn't be able to destroy people from across the map and basically do a sniper's job. I get that, but I kind of went at it the
Yeah,
wrong
but
way.
that was literally the whole point of the ambassador.
Yeah, Yeah, true.
That was its original purpose.
Yeah. To kind of
You
make
traded
it more,
off reliability for, the ability to
yeah,
snipe.
to do like close range DM. That makes, yeah, exactly. But a lot of people just bitched about it.
I remember the good old
Literally
days where
nobody bitched about the ambassador until Valve proposed to nerf for it.
That's true as well, to be honest. I got a few snipers complain about it, but I think only the majority of the outrage.
If you're getting out sniped by a spy as
You
sniper,
shouldn't be
well,
playing
maybe you might want to
sniper.
rethink your.
Yeah.
Your main class. Well, Sigafu said that it was a problem on Badwater.
I heard Meta was telling me about how Sigafu went to Valve to complain about the Ambi, and apparently that's probably what did it. Because that's what I heard from him, and
Do
I
they
was
mean
like,
do they mean like cloaking behind them and then sitting in the in like the left side sort of choke and shooting up at the combo on the top right? I feel like that's what they're talking about.
The example he gave was on Badwater third. If you
Oh,
just
third.
run, but if you ran the old DR, I don't know which old DR it was.
There's been a few of them.
Or the DR
one of the not completely trashed
Thanks for the
DRs,
follow, Woody.
and you were defending third, you just went up to roof. You could just like hold for free up there, and you could basically
That's
sandwich.
totally a Carlozzo thing too. He made a whole video about like distracting people, and that was one of his spots.
Rip. Carlozzo killed the Ambi.
I think that was the only problem with the ambassador though. That point, I don't think there was any other problem with it. And like DR is kind of more oppressive than the ambassador anyway. So.
Oh yeah, the old DR was way more broken than the Ambi was. That's for damn sure.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I agree with
annoying and oppressive and disgusting to play.
Oh my god, yeah. I kind of agree with the DR being nerfed with the whole abusive side of it.
Oh, the original broken set. The original DR was broken as hell.
I remember when you could. I'm pretty sure you used to be able to set off the DR with any amount of cloak with 90% resistance when it first came out.
Oh yeah, no, it was. You could survive like you could literally survive about with Girardi on you could survive like 6 or something like that bushwhacker hits with the Girardi on you.
Yeah.
It was just ridiculous.
Well, they do 20 damage each, so you could survive 6. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I guess that perfectly.
All right, so next thing we're talking about the L'étranger.
L'étranger.
Yeah. I'm gonna pronounce it correctly, Theo.
Fine.
And the français baguette.
I'm not gay, okay?
I think it's pretty strange.
Guys, you are spy mains. You must know French.
Yeah, you're not a real spy man unless you've learned French.
Is a good gun.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yes, it's good for Dead Ringer only.
Yeah, Dead Ringer.
No.
Dead Ringer big owner combo with Dead Ringer is good, and L'étranger.
True.
I disagree with that.
But you can still use it without the Dead Ringer.
How dare you?
It makes a good GPU sound.
There's no disagreeing allowed.
Alright, it's good for cloak invisibility watch as well.
I think traditional like Tobias Funk videos of the L'étranger was what I think is the training wheels for the Invisible Watch.
Yeah, they were nice.
And I think like the Revolver, it's a warm up for the Invisible Watch if you're trying to be using another utility. So like understanding how much cloak you need, I think the L'étranger helps understand that. And sometimes it really helps in competitive. Like for example, you just don't want to use that cloak and dagger.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it, and I run it constantly in competitive. And it works out so well. Like I get a lot of picks because I run that set, but I don't actually use my gun at all.
No, you just use it for cloak.
I've been trying to be like, I want to get really good at like decloaking and stuff like that. Then I'll start using my gun like next. Then I'll start using my gun like next season or something.
I mean, it's not even like you can't shoot shit with it. It's like 30 to 40 damage in range. So.
Pairing it up with the big earner, you never run out of cloak.
It's pretty nice.
Fuck the big earner.
I think it's also like underappreciated L'étranger by like newer spies. They should use a lot more.
All right. Now we're talking about the Enforcer.
Replaces the ambi.
No, the Diamondback
Yeah.
replaces the Ambi.
Nah, I can't use that in
Honestly,
context. That's broken.
I feel
We're getting
I
to
feel
that,
I
Trey.
feel
We're
way too
getting to
awful.
that.
I feel way. Alright, yeah. Let's leave that for next. We'll just start right
I
now.
like the ambassador. At least the enforcer does what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
good
that's
for
true.
penetrating wranglers and vaccinators.
Oh my god, they fixed it. What is this?
And they did
Yeah.
what?
You made your video about it, didn't you, Starry?
Mm.
Your video with the worst loadout. With,
I use both because when I was asking around for which one I should use for the worst loadout, I got mixed results.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
What,
because
you didn't unanimously get your
Yeah, it is
DR and
Hamoji
No.
penetration.
I think it's because of the old DR. I mean, old Enforcer.
Can you guys hear Discord
'Cause,
correctly
I
though?
think
Just to make
that
sure.
thought of the old Enforcer still lingers.
Yeah, it
It's
was
just like
pretty ridiculous.
it's like the Diamondback. Like the thought of having these crit shots and still missing, because I still
Oh.
do that. I don't know why, but like the thought of running in the Enforcer still sounds disgusting. Running.
Oh, it's good for two-shotting Razorback snipers.
Just in my head,
Yeah.
in my head, Enforcer sounds like I shouldn't be using it, but it's actually not as bad as anymore. So I should use it more, to be
I
honest.
know. Yeah.
I used, I don't know, it used to be really broken. I used to go with an old spy mate on pubs, and he'd crits me, and I'd use the Enforcer and just kill like 6 people.
144, 144,
So
144,
broken.
144.
Yeah.
I remember when they tried. I remember they tried to fix it by making it so that it only dealt the damage when you're undisguised.
Oh really? I
What?
completely forgot about that. I think I just that triggers
Yep.
that triggers a memory. I remember that.
That was the first fix they did.
Mm.
So it was the one shot that you didn't have the maximum thingy for, and then they made it the one shot that you did have it for.
Now we're gonna talk about what my friend calls it, the Nickelback.
Oh no.
It's the
The
Mr. it's the
Diamondback.
Mr. Paladin favorite. All right, we got to speak about it. Mr. Paladin
Never mind.
approved.
I don't want to talk about the Diamondback.
I just
It-
wish they go back
it's a
because
balance.
to what it used to be.
the
Because getting a
Diamondback.
crit for buildings destroyed, I think was fair, or possible. But like getting a crit for every single kill or backstab rather is just to me ridiculous.
Stupid.
It's just it's unbelievable. And
I
now
don't-
spies are
I don't
resorting
know
to
what
it. They're resorting into it
It's
now
just-
because
it's just-
Ambassador got sort of nerfed and ugh.
It's just a balanced weapon, guys. You don't understand.
We haven't got the mind capacity.
It's for
Mr.
pubs.
Paladin.
I mean, it's banned in competitive right now.
Mhm.
What you don't-
in
what you
UGC.
guys-
Overpowered.
Yeah.
What you guys don't understand is that if you're like me and miss 100% of your shots, it doesn't
Exactly,
matter
it's
what.
useless. That's the thing. I think if you'd
Yeah.
use it, you'd be disappointed every time you died with 6 crits stored. You'd be like, no.
Oh no. The worst is when you're counting how many crits left, but it's still missing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like you get 6 crits. Let me just aim on this guy and miss 4 of them in a row. Jeez.
And you feel bad.
Yeah.
I once had
Yeah.
12 crits and hit 1.
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry, whoever's watching. We're all bad. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah, no, we're terrible. I think the gist of it is Diamondback is broken. That's what we think.
Yes.
That's what
I
we
feel
know.
like there could be some changes to it, like just small tweaks that could make it less broken. Like,
Mhm.
I don't know, a few ideas, like you change the crits to mini crits. I would think adding damage fall off, that's like heavier than like what the ambi is now in terms of like crit range. Like
Yeah.
you have to be really close to do the full crits, but
Just
then
so it's close
the
range
damage
gun.
falls off really quickly
Maybe
over
they
time,
should.
over range. It might make it viable.
Because
or,
right
like,
now, can't you just
more
snipe
balanced.
people from across the map with the crits?
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus. Yeah. It's
I mean,
ridiculous.
I think they should just make it mini crits because then you can't even two-shot
Yeah,
a
mini
medic,
crits
like-
and then a slight damage, like a sort of range fall off, and then I think that might be better.
Nah, I think
No.
Matrix is fine.
Mini crits is fine because the maximum damage for a mini
What's
crit
that?
is 69. So like, it doesn't matter because you can't two-shot a medic
Yeah.
from that at that point.
Right.
The idea of the mini crits is therefore you don't have damage fall off.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah, but they really should mess around with the Diamondback and make it a bit more balanced, or more balanced by a
Yeah.
lot, because it's fucked right now.
A
Anyway,
bit more balanced.
yeah,
That implies it's balanced at all.
yeah, no, exactly. Alright. Alright.
Now we'll talk about the Spicycle. We're definitely going to talk about how the Spicycle wasn't having problems with the Pyro update too. How we all felt about that.
I thought that was
Alright,
I thought that was hot meme when it was broken.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The
Because
When the
Spicycle.
Spicycle didn't trigger right away.
Spicycle, yeah. The
It only
Spicycle
triggered
is...
on Arthur then.
But the
Didn't it?
Spicycle now, I don't know. I've had a hard time actually.
So
using
have
it.
I just find I get cucked too much by my Spicycle being taken away. I just end up getting, you know,
that is-
my picks
yeah.
sort of denied.
It's not just your
yeah,
picks
that's
getting.
true, Tris.
It's not just getting your picks denied. I feel like also if you're not running the DR, good Pyro is just gonna fuck you.
Oh yeah.
Like I honest to God, like old DR, I was around back then for that. That used to that was infuriating for Pyro. But if we had something similar, like a little faster time, I don't know, maybe give us. Maybe it'd be a little too much to add a speed boost for the Spicycle, but
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
something like that.
I think so.
No.
The fact that
Maybe
they
reduce the
changed it so
time.
that you can pick up ammo to replenish it is pretty crazy. I think.
Oh yeah,
I think
that's true. Yeah.
I think it's annoying though because I have to constantly go back to 3, and I'm like, oh, I just went to this weapon. I don't want to go back to 3 just to equip the Spicycle.
Well, the problem I find with it is if you're not used to it, I end up doing this stupid thing where you bring up your Dead Ringer and your Spicycle at the same time because I'm just not used to it at the moment. So I get both of them taken away from me. But
Using the DR in 2018. lol.
yes. But yeah,
I,
no,
I,
I
just-
like it.
It's just a side grade. It does. Whenever I use it, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I'll get like 2 picks denied in a game. at
Yeah,
most.
the thing is like if you're
It's
using
just a side
default, you'd get the pick. Sure, you get caught on fire and you get killed, but you'd still get the pick in the end.
Yes.
But if you use the
But-
Spicycle, you get killed and you get cucked the kill.
I just kind of don't think that it's true. That like, I think it happens a lot less than people think. Well, I know
Well, I
that
think-
for sure.
It
I
does.
think it's
I-
good for Revolver spying.
I used to never use the Spicycle, but now I'll use it if I'm getting focused by Pyro, and then I'll just like gun down the Pyro or whatever, and I've got the Spicycle. It's fine, but it doesn't happen as much as people think. I think it's just as
I think it still is. Yeah, no, it still is viable. You don't get. It's not like every time you're trying to get a pick, you're getting your Spicycle removed, but it just happens at those crucial moments where you might get that med drop and you just get your Spicycle removed. So I don't know. Just choose your moments to use it, I guess.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
I generally just use the knife because
Yeah, it's consistent.
mine's golden and has fairy lights on it, so you know. But Spicycle, I think it's perfectly fine.
It's my choice by MGE knife.
Ooh.
Oh,
You know,
MG.
it's a serious
Oh,
competitive format that is Spy 1 versus
Oh yeah, no,
1
it's a
that I pulled
serious
with.
thing.
Ooh.
It's very serious. A lot of pride. Lots of
It's the only way to determine spy skill.
I can't stand it, man.
exactly.
I thought Woolen did like a tournament thing or.
Did he
gift
really?
thing. I
For
remember
guns,
hearing.
no, not for
No,
knife.
It was,
I
Yeah, it
couldn't join then.
wasn't it hard?
I don't know.
When Hard and Carlozzo. I thought it was Hard and Carlozzo. Who did it?
Biggest full
Probably.
man in the EU region.
Also,
yeah, that's for sure.
I've heard rumors about the Spicycle having a longer backstab range. What do you think?
That's not true.
I think I vaguely
don't
heard
think
about
it-
that meme. Yeah,
I don't think it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised.
neither would I, to be honest.
No.
But I don't think it's true. Yeah.
I've run the Spicycle.
It probably has like a longer range for the animation or some bullshit.
I think it's due to the models, because
That's the same with the sharp dresser. I feel weird using that. It always makes my backstabs feel weird.
Yeah.
I think
Because-
it's I think the Spicycle, the whole idea they're getting behind the face stab thing is the models, because sometimes models are just really slow and people can't catch up.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason, but it's not just the Spicycle, I think.
Yeah, definitely not.
Well, backstabs have the same formula for all. Yeah, like there's a.
Maybe there's like some input delay with the models because it's using the Spicycle and they have to turn into Spicycle statues. Maybe it has more input delay than the other knives.
Could be, yeah.
Possibly.
I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah,
There
I don't run it anyway, so.
There are three conditions that have to be met for a backstep, no matter what. It's like you have to be facing the same direction, but be behind them, and
Like
be
behind the 50% of their body, like.
you have to be behind them, and then look in the same direction, and be pointing at their back within a certain degree radius. I think it's something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe all the interp spies use a spycicle.
We'll get to that.
Alright.
Yeah,
Stay
yeah,
tuned.
we'll get to that. Let's talk about the big earner.
That's alright,
What do you
Tech.
think about that?
Yeah.
I like it.
The
Best night competitive TF2.
running in the 90s.
Ah, yes.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it,
not
but I
really
always
fan of
feel
it.
like I'm getting killed too easily because it's like you have less HP, but then you don't get that buff that you do with the kunai, and you end up just on low HP again. But it's still fun.
I think for me, sometimes I just have those days where I do well with it, and then I just like want to end my suffering with it. Sometimes, like
It's really fun for
My-
pubs getting kill streaks, just like long chains.
So
My
like, I like
favorite
it for
top knife.
pubs in some senses, but for me, when I want to go for a lot of surf stabs, that makes it really
Yeah,
difficult with
exactly.
that lower HP base.
It's the same with me as well. I have to use the
Sure.
kunai.
Trick
Yeah.
stab means shaking my head.
shaking my head. I barely run the big earner in competitive. I have because it's mostly because of the health. I feel very
Yep,
uncomfortable.
same.
Not
I know I just said that it doesn't happen as much as you think, but I honestly think I take so many pipes that I just insta die like
Yeah,
time.
no, it's a pain in the ass.
Oh my god. I watched I watched a spy video about some spy who literally got piped from across the map, and he was running the big earner
Buddy,
on
jeez.
Lakeside. And I just thought to myself, yeah, that's a spy moment right there.
Yeah.
Just spy things.
I think that should be something we should talk about too. I just thought about it, but I'll figure out how to put it in the conversation.
Figure out the segue.
Yeah. Now we're gonna talk. Are we done with the big earner?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of meh.
Yeah. The kunai.
We have beers
Oh,
tonight.
my favorite knife for sure. It's one of the someone in chat was just like kunai is really fucking addicting, and I agree with them because once you start using and getting used to it, it's so hard to wean off of it.
The kunai.
Yep.
The kunai you could use as example, clown.
Oh, very much so.
I think the kunai is great with the DR and the inviswatch.
Oh yeah. Definitely both.
It's
Agreed.
but in competitive, it's a lot harder.
It can be
to
used
get away.
once you get that first pick. If you can manage to get that first pick, you're golden. But as soon as you run out of that health, or you don't get a pick, and you're just gonna get piped or shot once or something, it's a very sort of iffy to use in comp. You gotta really get lucky sometimes.
You can do the moo, and I think what I noticed with Moo though,
180k, yeah.
that he started straying towards the
Tobias
kunai
Funky
more
had like 200k or something more.
I think the kunai is a lot like the dead ringer, where it helps you. It's kind of like a training wheel knife almost.
The
where
DR for the invisibility watch.
Yeah,
It's a survivability weapon.
Yes, exactly. That's I used to.
Yeah.
That's why I always used to tell newer spies. I used to tell them use kunai in Viswatch, and whatever gun you want. Just go on like servers and just practice because it gets you. You got to get used to moving correctly. You got to get used to preserving your cloak. Knowing when to go for a pick and just being cautious until you get that first stab.
I think I would disagree with that statement because
Controversy.
for me at least, I thought just learning how to do that wasn't how to play spy for me because I knew like I was obsessed over trick stabs.
Oh,
Yeah, it's not good for beginners, I would say.
Here we
Oh,
go.
yeah.
I'm not feeling when you run kunai and DR in comp.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You
So,
basically killing yourself already.
You're just
I
feeding
mean,
deaths to the team.
Actually, I feel like it sometimes works.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
had
it
it
can
work.
work.
But it's
I have
very rare.
I've
When all the
had
stars
two
align.
I've had two major clips of when I was in a pub, and I just like trick stabbed like three of
Yeah,
the
no.
and then in a silver scrimmer match,
Teammates.
I corner stabbed their medic and dropped him, jump stabbed the soldier that was right underneath on Asheville, and I circle strafed the NG with the kunai DR combo, because
Yeah.
the DR excels at, again, like, just getting aggressive in someone's face, and the kunai excels at you can get another stab and keep going. Even without the DR, you can still keep chaining with it, and
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
honestly crazy.
I just use a
And
kunai
if you
against
take
like
the
worse
Onyx
teams.
expedient.
All these
I
new
will-
spies with obsessed with their chain stabs. Back in my day, it was you just got the medic and then went home.
Back in my day, it used
What was
to
your
just be
what was the back in
default
your
knife.
day? State back in your day.
ETFL Season 8.
What year was that?
2015.
Oh, I'm older.
That's when I played comp.
Oh.
Yeah, I did,
I,
John and Hydra.
I played the video game for the first time on the 14th of August 2011.
I think.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
am
actually
older.
so close to when I did it. I started like September sometime 2011.
Oh, in 2011. Fuck, you guys are older. Fuck.
Step
I
down.
I thought you said like 2014. I was like, oh, I guess I am, but I'm not.
Wow, these 2011 people.
I know.
Not
back
feeling
back
when
when
you
we
started
used
in
to watch OMFD
2013.
Ninja, all right, and getting one stair stab was the best thing ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Now
what's,
if you don't
what's
get
his
2
name?
surf stabs and like 7 trick stabs in one clip, you're like, eh.
Yeah,
Alright.
exactly. Yeah, it's so weird what cuts as a good frag video back in the day and what you have to do now. You have to do like the most ridiculous shit ever.
That's why I use the kunai.
Oh yeah, no, exactly. It's why I fucking constantly jumping, jump fever.
I don't really find a difference between most of the knives in comp, to be honest. Like, I play kind of the same with all of them.
Oh, I play different.
Maybe
Let's
that's why
go
I'm
on.
bad.
No.
Let's now go on to the eternal reward.
So Roundtable
How
Delta
they
Mute.
added
Oh god.
added the yeah, how they
It's
added.
good for. I think it's good to get the first disguise, but if you use accidentally with Deringa especially, you lose all
Oh,
your
yeah.
cloak.
But that's
I
why you don't
honestly-
use it
Can
with
we
the
discuss it pre-nerf?
Don't
Like,
even use the
pretend it
Deringa.
never happened that they changed it. That's the
I
one
think
Oh,
now
I prefer it.
I think-
It's older.
I think year now is honestly shit for me. I've
Oh
actually
no,
had a hard
I
time
think
with
it's
it.
strong.
I think the only difference is just the disguise added with the cloak
That's-
plus.
that's what I have trouble with is the
But
disguise.
just don't press B.
I honestly used the disguise. For the year, I only used the year because like it was a really good knife just to like get a stab. I think back
Oh,
like
yeah,
before
definitely
it was
does.
buffed, and nerfed kind of. I think that was the strongest it was. I don't think I don't care like what other people said. I think the year
That's
was
nice.
it was a very.
I just
it
love
was
the
very
knife.
strong
Like
back then.
pre-nerf or pre-buff, whatever you want to call it. I really liked the. It was a lot of fun, and it was a harder knife to use, so it kind of make it a bit special because other spies couldn't use it as much, like sort of newer ones. So it made it kind of special that you were really good with it. But yeah,
the cloak drain is pretty harsh.
That's why I thought it died for me, basically.
I think it's fine with the. I think
Yeah,
it's
gun other than a
really,
trunk, yeah,
really,
exactly.
really strong
Mm.
in comp with.
Yeah, I
with
heard-
C&D
yes.
with
Now
C&D
with the
Let's Not
disguise, if you use it, like you just disguise in
With-
spawn and comp, it's
Yeah.
great.
With C&D
Yeah.
Lex Manger, it's so fucking
Which
good.
in a way, they did a good job. Then they made it viable for comp. Which before it was just you could maybe slip it in a couple of times, maybe if you were lucky, if you really wanted to get like some sneaky chain quickly. But usually in comp they'd just com it like straight away.
I just use the default knife. I can't use the year
I
anymore.
can't. I just can't.
I can't.
I can't do it.
Can't do
But
Alright.
my favorite pop knife, but if
Oh,
you
Yeah,
should
kunai's
not
mine
debate
for sure.
I
Big
think of the
enough.
year. I just always think of the old days with like Slurgy going around DR trick stabbing everyone.
Yeah,
Those are
Oh,
the
yeah.
days. I loved
they were
the
pretty
Euro
good.
DR combo, just because I don't know. It was the ultimate, just like, hey, I'm a spy, come at me, and because you don't have that first disguise,
Yeah,
so you gotta be out in the
I think
open
what was the
more.
video? It was like
So
Hail's Own Slurgy was the video where
yeah,
he just used like kunai.
Back
I
in
mean,
the days where you
Eternal
can
Reward.
matador everyone.
I mean,
dude,
Clown
yeah,
can still do that. He has a fucking time machine or something. I think it's just where he lives though.
He like strafes and snaps everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
I
Now we're
remember when
gonna-
strafe and snaps were all the new rad thing.
Yeah, that was the
Oh,
coolest
yes.
thing. Now you can't do that anymore to impress people.
No,
They're like, oh, what
You
the
got to
fuck?
jump, spin, walk backwards, go up a staircase, and
gotta
morph
move
into it.
stab them. That's what all the kids want. That's what all the kiddos are going for.
I
What
saw
even is a moose stab?
It's someone you
Speaking of-
spin. It's so silly.
I saw
You
somebody
surf and
make
spin
a video about
360.
that. I saw someone make a video on that, and I said fucking autism stab, and he
It's-
fucking loved my comment. I was like, oh,
It's
guess-
such a
I guess he-
bamboozle because they have no idea what the fuck you're doing.
like literally Moo and I. When I was teaching Moo, he started doing that shit to me, and I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh,
It's like the
I
moose stab,
died,
mate.
like-
Come on.
Seriously.
Theo,
So I
you
will
remember
take
when
credit
we
for this
spied
though.
MG?
Stabby used
spin.
that technique in a video after I posted that, so I'm
Oh,
gonna take credit.
oh, flex.
Okay, yeah,
Theo.
because that's a stab, right? No, stop.
You remember when we spied MG and then I just literally span in a circle around you?
He
And
does.
then
Because
you're
I
like,
hate that.
"Ooh."
I honestly hate that stab. It's so stupid.
You've done well, Mo. You've done well.
I fucking
It's
hate
it's
spying.
it's so
I
similar
agree with you,
to
British.
like
We're on
a
the same
spy.
page.
It's like a spy who just like does 360s over. Like it's so retarded looking at, and then you die to them. It's like what?
Hard to move
There's
stab and
no-
go
There
Let's
is
be
a
speed. Yeah, it's
method
pretty
to the
good.
madness at times though. Like I actually mostly in Spy MG just because it's kind of fun. It's easy to pull off stuff with that, but just spinning around. If you can spin around but still move where you want to, it just throws people
Yeah,
off.
it does. It just
And
confuses
that's
the hell
actually
out of them.
something random that I practiced. Like I'd literally walk around like jumping places, just constantly spinning and try to just
Right.
follow a path.
Spy
And now
MG,
I can kind of like just do it just by reflex.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now we're gonna talk about our preferred loadouts. What we think is a loadout that we should recommend for spies to get better at. You know, like
Oh, depends what situation.
Yeah, is this trying to improve for comp or is it trying to become the next Moo?
Trying to
uh,
become the next trick stabbing legend.
Yeah, is it
I
trick stabs
think,
or is it just getting consistent kills?
I think it's preference of what made you guys good. Like, what loadouts did you guys?
I'm still trying.
We have to be good
So
first.
come
That's
back.
the problem.
Come back. Come back to me in a few years.
I think I like my preferred loadout for comp is the Stranger and Invis. But if I think the default is the
Hey,
most
Taha.
purest way to actually learn how to play spy.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's why I said I disagree with you, because running kunai is and like DR and Latranger is definitely not how I feel like spies should go. First,
Well, I
you know,
was telling them to use like Revolver, Kunai, and Viswatch back when the Kunai wasn't as powerful it is now.
I think either if you want to get really good, because what I do is I run the Revolver, default knife, and the Dead Ringer if I'm trying to improve my my Revolver aim. And if I'm just trying to improve with the Invis, I run the Tranger, default, and the Invis Watch.
To be honest,
I
I
can
think
I can just feel Swipes just getting more and more annoyed at your pronunciation of
I'm not French, okay?
he's just sitting there
Stop.
tilting off the face of the earth.
Well,
You're
I'm a
not
big
even
fan of the
trying.
Latrange, the
Latranger.
Big Earner,
Good job.
and the Invis Watch and Comp.
I've been
The
looking at
Stranger.
I've been looking at this source filmmaker, and I keep looking at swipes, and he fucking
Tell him
is
to
staring
shower.
into my soul. It's honest. Like, I'm looking at this. I don't know if he's staring at me or is he staring at love, because love, or not love,
I will
British,
cookies.
because British looks surprised in the picture.
Oh my.
I think majority, like, and obviously, you know, weapons count for a lot, but I think just your mindset and your play style and just the way you sort of approach the game will help you more than anything else.
Just the only advice I have is just don't use the Diamondback, please.
Yeah, don't use Diamondback.
That will not help you, nor will it get you
And
any
it'll make you
friends.
hated by every single person on the server.
Exactly.
Use the enforcer. Enforcer saves lives.
No, go ahead and use the Diamondback. Go ahead and use the
preferred
Diamondback.
loadout
If you get a
is
lot of
the-
crits, you know you're doing your job right.
Yeah, that's very
Right.
true as well. If you end up getting 20 crits in a life, you know, you got in backstabs.
If
Yeah,
you
I
get
think
like
mindset
20
matters a lot.
crits, you can literally 1v9 the enemy team.
I think, like, because you can use big earner, kunai, default, whatever. As long as you have the mindset to improve and, you know, get better at the class and get better at, you know, using the cloaks, get better at using guns, then you're gonna improve eventually, regardless of what weapons you're using.
I think each weapon has a different play style in a sense, at least in terms of how I view
Yeah.
it. Like kunai, I feel like is the most aggressive knife if learned to use that correctly in terms of pubs.
Yep.
For like default, you have to keep your distance a little more because there's more damage coming in with pubs usually, unless if there's no comms or like people are really oblivious. But I don't know, you can definitely just play differently with all the different weapons with spy, and I think that's something really important to learn. And it just helps broaden your
I
ability
think
to
that's one of the biggest
think and
plateaus,
use
to
all
be
the other
honest.
weapons as well.
I think that's a big plateau with spies, is that sort of stuff.
They stick to
Diversity.
just one weapon.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of the weapons play the same, especially in pubs at least. Apart from like kunai, where you can just kind of like backstab the entire enemy team because 210 HP is kind of ridiculous.
Plateau.
I think if you're playing like IW, you can use anything
Payload toe.
and basically play it the
Oh
same.
yeah, no, IW works with pretty much everything in my opinion.
And then, but like I learned how to play the game with the old Euroton reward. So I used to fucking just tear up. I used to tear up steel, guys. In season 15, I was tearing everyone a new one.
All right, steel over here. Watch out.
Dude, I used to tear up lobbies, you know.
Lobbies.
I played like 5 lobbies.
Hey, I played on Star's server, alright? Don't mess with
Oh
me.
I
shit.
played on Stabby server.
Stabby server. Yeah, that's where you got to go,
I know
man.
JC. He
I-
had that.
I didn't even
Stabby
care. I played
server
with 300
video.
ping on Stabby server. I didn't even care.
You
I'll
know
have you know
Stabby's
that I
Stab,
dominated
stabby,
stabby
right on
once.
my
Thank you.
level.
You know, I follow
Stabby,
Mr.
stabby,
Paladin
trick
around
stab,
and I
fucking
trick stab him every day.
Is
And
that
every
a
night.
tag me story?
I know
I
this is
remember a video of that.
I know this is irrelevant
What is
now,
the
but
title of the video?
Stabby's
remember.
video, Stabby's like
UGC
server.
gold.
Stabby's server's like not up anymore. Just
No,
letting
yeah.
you guys know that.
Yeah, we know.
That's a right. Good
We
server.
haven't been constantly refreshing it every day to check, Theo. We know. We haven't been
I
just like
just
waiting
learned
for the
about it 2
return.
weeks ago. Come on, all right. I didn't know. Someone was like, "Hey, what would?" Because I was telling someone I used to have like 5 ping going to Stabby server, and I did.
Anything else to learn?
And that's why I
Improve all
went
the
there
updates,
when I
main
was like
screens,
a
officials.
really
Yeah,
like I
that's true.
started out TF2 because I constantly lag out in Stabby server. I'd have like 10 or 5 ping, and I just learned 2 weeks ago that it died out, and I was like, I didn't even. This is like the one server I literally cannot lag on.
Feels bad, man.
Besides casual, of course. But
A spy in my
Yeah.
chat said he thinks the plateau for him was when he realized he wasn't learning anything differently without playing scrims and officials and stuff, and like playing comp.
oh yeah.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
My preferred loadouts. I remember that.
Okay,
I was gonna
yes.
say, but my preferred loadout in comp is just stock.
Yeah, stock's good. I mean, obviously, I used to
Mhm.
run Ambassador when it was, you know, good, but yeah, now I use
Yeah.
default with Revolver, completely default. pretty much.
I used to run. I used to prefer the stock, but I used to run the ambi because I have an Australian one.
This
That's
is
the
my
only reason
idea,
I
so
ran it.
please follow it.
Feels bad.
Because I can't aim for shit. So
Wait, Theo, what's the question again?
preferred
Uh,
loadout.
Yeah, preferred loadouts that do you think would be the best suited for newer spies due to
The
your
best.
experience?
Honestly, since they're starting, they will start with the default stuff, which is good for them. They have to learn how to use the gun, how to cloak before anything else. Because when I started, what I was doing is like I was on upward. I was not disguised. I was rushing at a bunch of heavies with a revolver, and then I died. And I was like, this character sucks. Then there's my uncle. He came. He said, this guy has a fucking pistol. What is this shit? And I'm like, I don't know.
Play
He's
a
like,
real
"That's
man's
not real."
class.
The spy is like the funniest class, to be honest.
It's the most
At the
diverse.
beginning. Yeah, so I think
I think if you're learning spy, you should just use the stock because everything you learn with the stock, you can.
It
apply to
carries
anything else.
over, and then you can just sort of use those same skills for everything else, and then you can just sort of adapt. But I think a diverse spy is a good spy. So I think if you end up being stuck in your ways with like a couple of 1,000 hours, then you're not doing the right thing. I think you should know how to use everything, but you know,
yeah, learn the basics.
besides the
Oh yeah, we're gonna
Diamondback.
talk about the trick. We're gonna talk about the trick styles, right?
Oh,
Oh
no.
yeah, we're getting into that. British,
Ah.
you can leave if you want when we get to trick stabs.
Oh.
So-
That
I'll
is the
have you-
biggest mistake.
I'll have you know, Tris, I used to be a trick stab
Oh.
main.
Yeah,
Oh
where's
no.
where's your trick stab frags? Where are they? I've been waiting.
What
You know, you had some
happened
good
to your
We need to
special
see
video?
'em.
stabs in that competitive frag you just released. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh, have you know that my latest frag with
Consisted of 4 trick
tra-
stabs.
named Trash
Huh?
Spy trying to look good. Brackets spy frags. Go look it up. It's my newest video. Posted 1 week ago on youtube.com/user.
There'll be a link on screen right now.
British TF2. Link in the description. follow me on Twitter at.
Download on iTunes.
Is it,
Oh, no.
is it gonna be another video of you focusing a teleporter as pyro in 4s or 6s, whatever it was? Because I saw Nightmare comment that, and he was like, he's focusing the telly over people on the point that you're spying. And I thought that was like super. I thought that was so fucking
When
stupid.
was that? I don't actually know when that was.
I think you were watching Hunter x Hunter and you used that soundtrack, and I was like,
Oh yeah, the Hunter soundtrack one. Yeah, that was that was
Hey Ahmed.
yeah.
it's just shocking in the telly.
That's my waltzing to a win video at youtube.com/user/British TF2/videos. It's in the top right currently. It's the 6th video.
And moving on.
Yes, moving on.
Before he starts a
so-
Patreon.
Yeah.
Patreon.com/ No.
I almost started a Patreon, but I didn't want to steal people's money, so I just didn't.
So now we're gonna be talking about trick stabs. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh
Shineru.
boy.
No,
So
you.
Simple's the best.
so let's start off with Moo's and Triss's like surf stabs, because I feel like those are the only two that do it fucking crazy.
Why not the I spin in circle stab? That's a good stab.
What about Maestro?
What about the ass stab?
I don't know. It's like little tips we could give.
This is
for-
arthritis.
For
Go on-
surf stabs,
go
that
on-
will be
go on a
Moo and
surf
Chris, I
server.
guess.
Go on
I
a
think-
surf server and then learn how to surf. That's the first thing.
I think market gardening is probably.
Oh yeah, no,
the
just
best
Yeah,
way.
rocket
getting used
jumping.
to strafing. There's
Well,
one
hold
thing.
on, hold on.
Alright,
These days,
alright.
the man treads is not.
Oh,
the man
yeah.
treads screws everything up if you're going to be learning like for different classes with surfing.
Yeah, Moo knows,
Because of
guys.
the air
Come on.
control increase recently.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
if you want to learn how to like maneuver in the air, like I do recommend market gardening, but you can't use the man treads anymore if you want to learn for like surfing as other classes.
I think definitely getting used to surfing with sold and stuff like that. But one thing that I used to do, and I tell other people to do sometimes, is you go on TR walkway and you put up the ramp and you do figure eights on the ramp around the catwalk, and you just constantly do that until you fall off, and you do it again. Like getting used to strafing that way is you constantly go around in figure eights, getting used to how you can spin around really fast and stuff. That helps.
I feel like
Right.
I did that early in my spy career, and I never did it again.
Oh yeah, no, you don't need to do it for long, and then you can just get used to sort of market gardening, or playing on certain servers where you can jump a lot and high tower.
I
Right.
still
Yeah,
have yet
strafing
to get
is the most important thing.
I still have yet to get a surf lag stab. That's the one thing that I'll get, and I'll stop lag stabbing. Like for reals.
MG online.
Just quit.
Just done. That's all I
Yeah.
need to do, and I'm done. That's your
Yeah,
goal.
because and then I'll be like, hey, I actually need internet. Please help.
Yeah, I think definitely watch video. I really like the idea of watching videos to sort of get an understanding of trick stabs, but then you don't want to do it so much that you end up just trying to mirror the spies and be the same as them. You want to be different. But getting the basics down from videos is really helpful, such as Moo's tutorial video. But yeah, just getting used to strafing, really important. Just mouse movement, sort of the right sensitivity, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, don't break your hands,
A
boys.
Good timing as well.
video that you could watch is Surfs Up TF2 Spy Frags
Oh,
from YouTube.com.
yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it?
/Zoid LPS.
Zoid knows me by Zoid. Wow, that's old, man.
Oh.
Wow.
Anyway,
I-
but because just the jumping bit, like the timing the rockets is the least hardest part. Well, getting them to aim at your feet is the hardest part. But yeah, the strafing and the timing of the stab, I think, is the hardest part of the surf stab. Getting used to the strafe and the timing
Unless
to
you're
land on
new
them.
and you pay people to shoot at
I
your
would
feet.
agree. I feel like a lot of people actually, at least initially, have trouble with the
Whoever made
timing of
surf stab doesn't know,
surfs.
that's for sure. Yeah.
Just like I don't know, it depends. It's like it's all you
would-
kind of have to have a clock in your head of like
Oh yeah.
when things will happen.
Everyone has an internal clock, and you just need to sort of
Yeah, you gotta build
adjust
that rhythm. There's a lot of like rhythm in terms of like surfing.
Exactly, because people will
even trick
jump.
stabs in
People will
general.
jump constantly when they're up against a soldier shooting, but they won't time it for their jumps perfectly. You need to make sure you're sort of halting yourself and jumping when the rocket is at your feet instead of just spamming jump and hoping you catch it at the right time. You need to sort of time it a lot.
How I would learn to do that is I just play medic.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes.
That's
Medic
true.
helps a lot with that.
In terms of learning how to surf, sure, medic would help too. But one thing I did when I learned surfing is legit. I would go for surf stabs all the time, or I'd just surf any damage I could.
Oh yeah, no,
It's a lot
exactly.
about getting that feel, because a lot of it is feeling and intuition. You're not like calculating in your head all these like intense
No, you're not.
calculus.
You don't have time for that. You can't do that all at
and
the same
vectors
time.
and whatnot. You're just like, I kind of am giving my best guess, and you just know because
See,
you've
that's-
like
Exactly. I
taken
think that's all down
damage
to
so
game
often
sense and
that you're
experience.
okay.
Like the amount of experience I've had before I even did any surf stabs, the amount of experience I had beforehand of just surfing damage on any class was a lot. So yeah, I already had experience with surfing damage and game sense and timings, and just once you have that sort of stuff down, then you can just get into a pub, play spy, and just try and just look out for it a lot. Getting rid of the disguise, checking for projectiles, just being active with them.
I think just the idea of surfing should be something somebody should get consistent at. Because, I remember in Moo's video, didn't go straight. I think that was the best thing you did, Moo, in your surf stab video, was that you didn't go over surf stabs immediately, but you went over the importance of surfing away. And I think that's
Exactly. See,
probably
before I knew
Yeah.
about all the surf stabbing to get a stab, it was always because I had the competitive mind, because I was a competitive spy, and I thought I'm surfing all this damage away from threats. I want to get away and cloak and come back for a better pick later on. So I never, for so long, I had to adjust my brain to think, okay, I got to surf towards them now, try and get a stab off of it.
Yeah, that was also me too. Yeah.
Because your immediate thought was, I'm going to try and surf this away from the damage and stop and not die.
So this one, what do we think about the whole C2C and the CRD tutorials that he's made? I couldn't bring him today, but what do we all
Very
think
useful.
about
I would say
There's a lot of
useful.
good information in there, that's for sure. A lot of his videos have really good sort of information.
I talked to somebody about it, and I said, because
the HUD
I've talked
is
with
a
a couple
HUD.
people and that are better than me at strafing, but they always refer to me that I always know how to forward and backwards the C2C version 2 movement, and I don't. I usually
Hi,
just
Arno.
like to class it. Like, I think the whole tutorial that he made just made it a lot complicated, but I think if you look at it in a different picture, like if you've done this already, you've had enough time to understand all this. I think just knowing how people are aggressive and how people are passive, you just understand the tutorial already.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel
And
like the way CRD makes videos, I really enjoyed watching it because it's like a
And-
Sherlock Holmes detective, like figuring out each thing as he goes along. I think the way like his videos are entertaining, but as a tutorial, I think it's actually really bad in the sense that he gives all this information, but it's so spread out and not like organized.
Yeah, I
in a
didn't
condensed
watch
manner
his
that,
I
like,
didn't watch
makes
his
it really
hours
like
thing.
useful to like learn from.
I think
Yeah.
just watching his
I
frag
didn't
videos
I didn't
works.
watch the like 5-hour circle strafe tutorial. I
I
didn't
think
think
Like
just
if you could
watching his
condense
frag.
that whole like 5-part series
Yeah,
into like one
it was a bit
20,
stretched.
25-minute long video.
I think it was a bit
Oh, the
stretched.
5th part is pretty good. It like takes everything and put them into one
Because
video.
I think the
That's
one
right.
thing about a lot of the stuff in the videos is it's broken down bit that we mostly did, but it's refined and it's made into a specific art, a specific stab. Like he's refined all these techniques that we sort of already did bits and pieces of. But there are a lot of really good stuff there that I didn't really know about at all when I discovered it. Definitely.
My view on it is that it's more of
Thanks
a
for
narrative.
the gift
Okay,
again
I
to John.
I
Pez,
felt it was
thanks,
more
man.
of a narrative. Oh, it was a better narrative than it was a tutorial for a new
Mm.
person.
That's what
But
I
That's
was
a good way of
saying.
thinking about it, yeah.
Kind of
It's like
similar.
because it felt like a story. Like he was taking us on a journey of how he came up with all this shit. But then also, I think it's a good tutorial if you understand the game.
Yeah, if you're starting from the base, just like new spy, it'll be a
Yeah.
bit confusing.
Because
Really confusing.
I shat out a circle strafe tutorial in like 6 minutes, and they got taken down for copyright strike because I had like a 10-second fucking clip from of a song. I was like, it had
How
like,
dare you do that?
Actually, it was Coral Dud copyright striking it so that
oh
there
yeah,
wouldn't be any information released early.
because what I did was I made a frag only with circle strafes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I used the song Circles because obviously.
Yeah.
Of
And
course,
then
yeah.
literally
Those puns.
every
Thanks for the
single
follow,
fucking
Arno.
YouTube video with that song got removed from YouTube.
Gosh.
And then I also, and instead of, because I'd already deleted the clips by this point, by the time I made the tutorial, I just took it from the frag. And so because the song was in the frag, it was in the thingy, and then that got taken off. And I think
Gosh.
my YouTube channel lost like 5,000 views in like a day or
Oh
something.
crap, man. That's shit.
I think what you should do. I've seen a couple of videos like this, but people sometimes sing the song. And I think,
Oh,
they do the song themselves. They do a cover of it.
should I actually?
Yes, you should do a
okay.
cover. I want to see that. I want to see Mr. British doing a cover
okay.
of Circles on the backing of
Okay,
Stabs.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. It'll be good. Because I have all my videos downloaded for this reason
Yeah,
in case
definitely.
in case my channel gets terminated or YouTube.
Oh yeah, I've saved all my videos
So-
as well.
I do have it on my hard drive, so I'll do that. That sounds like a fun
See,
idea.
I'll say one thing that blew my mind from when I first watched CRD's videos, because this was like a while, and I was already playing like a lot of Spy, but just the simple thing of doing a jump stab but not turning around, but making them turn around and then stabbing them regularly.
Oh
That
my
sort of
God,
to
I
me
love
that was
that.
like, oh, that's smart. You know, that sort of registered in my head like that's a good idea, and I hadn't have thought of that. But sort of circle strafing and that sort of thing, we already sort of did. We just didn't really. He sort of refined it and made it popular a bit more than it already was, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We basically just ran in a circle until
Yeah,
it
yeah,
goes
you
down.
did that already. He just
I
made
think,
it a thing.
But
think,
he just made it
yeah.
like easier to do it.
Made it
like-
easy to understand. He refined it.
Yeah, made it simple.
I think another thing that's flawed with the tutorial is that you can just matador your opponent, and I think that's a problem with newer spies that watch CRD, is that they believe that they can circle strafe or do
Well,
this
Yeah.
C2C on basically anyone.
No, yeah, you
and
can't,
it'll
yeah.
work.
Well, you
he
can't.
did mention in the video, a matador is a matador. C2C circle strafe is a circle strafe.
I think his Burning Passion video explains it perfect, because he tries to matador someone who's strafing. But I think in that, like him saying that, I think it shouldn't be said that you can't matador someone like that. You know?
It's just really rare.
Yeah, it's because if
gonna
you
play
ever
demo in the
like
background.
Well,
strafed with a
in
spy,
theory, in theory,
yeah,
you should.
yeah, in theory,
Yeah,
in theory.
in theory, you shouldn't be able to matador someone who is only strafing.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't pronounce a theory in front of the theoretical spy. All right,
theory.
he's a theory creator.
I've been playing longer. Fuck him.
All right,
Anyone,
I think
yeah,
that was
does
by the way,
anyone-
that was surf stabs. By the way, we got off topic real fast.
Wait, what?
Wasn't
Wasn't
that-
that?
that was the next
No,
one.
that was-
Right,
yeah,
and the
Oh
circle
fuck me,
strafe.
man! I'm so confused. All right, we're good. Don't worry. Ignore my little fuck up.
I'm supposed to be the one.
No,
That's,
I have shit memory. Everyone knows that, and that knows me.
It's
Uh,
4 in the morning
wait.
right now.
Yeah, I know.
What
It's
am I
only
doing?
8:45 p.m. for me, and I'm already forgetting things. All right, just go. Just
Alright.
continue.
Yeah.
Lag stabs.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Alright.
don't know any. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know. Really,
I'm gonna combine this with CL Intert because I don't want to, and I don't want to like talk about CL. Actually, never mind. Nah, let's just
Interpret
talk
lag
about-
stabbing is acceptable.
I have no idea about any of this because the only experience I've got with lag stabs is when I played on Lakeside with you, Theo, that one time. And half the time you were like half the way down the stairs on like, and I'd be like half the way across the point, and then I'd die.
Oh man.
And then and then in the death cam you were in pool, and I'm
That's
like,
why I
what the
don't
fuck's
accept
going on?
invites to like Theo joining my high tower server because I just know I'm gonna get lag stabbed from across the map.
Yeah, okay, I try.
I'm just like, I do
honestly
not want to
try.
be in a video, okay? I'm not playing right now. Oh god.
Honestly, I think my favorite memory with Theo lag stabbing is he made that video. I was like dying sick, but I was playing TF2 anyways. MGE
Oh,
Theo,
yeah.
and he's lagging, and he gets like 5 lag stabs in a row on me.
Oh
I
my
just like
God.
can't stop laughing, but I start like having this coughing fit. You just
It's
die.
because you developed
And I
cancer.
run to the bathroom, and you can still hear me coughing.
Oh gosh.
Oh, actually, going back to CRD tutorial a second, because I want my claim to fame here.
Backtracking,
You know
alright.
this. You know the spy who was doing all the demonstrations with him on the CP Orange server. That was me. So there you go.
Whoa. Alright, that's a little bit
I
of
know,
background
right?
knowledge we didn't know.
Why aren't you just begging for attention? Bro?
He,
You want to post
he
that
asked
Patreon
me.
again?
Maybe you
He
post
asked me.
non-comp.
He
credits and
asked you,
get
did he?
popular with the cool
Wow.
kids.
He asked me
Personally,
because I knew. Yeah, I knew him from Rio.
he didn't send someone to come get you. He actually added you.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
he knew me through Rio, and then
He's-
Rio couldn't do it, so I did it.
He's still blocked me for 2 years now. He's like, that's where I'm gonna tie in this lag stab. People just honestly don't like me, and
People just don't like
CRD clearly stated in the video that lagging is fucking a sin, basically in that.
I mean,
tutorial.
it's a sin, I think, if you purposefully induce it to piss people off. But if you've got no choice to play with lag, and you've decided to try and figure out a way to play with that lag, you've adapted to it, then that's fine. Sure, it'll annoy people,
think,
but it's not your choice.
I think lag stabbing brings more
Lag
harm
is not
than
a
it does.
choice.
I,
Lag marriage.
He was born into
legalization.
it.
You've merely
He didn't
adopted
pick
that
this
lag.
life. Yeah. So you got to say to every other. That's what you got to say to every interp spy, Theo. You merely adopted the
Exactly.
lag. I was born in it.
Maroon
it.
advice.
yeah, I think
Theo is
I
the
think
bane of lag stabs.
I think
Literally, Bane.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
I think the problem with lag stabbing, if you have like, because there's like 3 different types of lag stabs.
Whoa.
Oh my
from-
god, here we go.
Is this the tutorial right now?
Oh.
Are we a part of the
Snake
tutorial?
tutorial?
Are we a
Sneak peek
part
lag
of it?
stop tutorial.
Well, I mean, there's server side lag where you get, ping from the server. So like, if I'm going to an Asia server with love, I'll just get a lag stab with like maybe like 200.
No.
Oh, he's
hey,
done.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, tell me more, dude.
Everyone get a Razorback on. He's gonna lag stab us. Oh god.
Oh no.
That's very different from when.
I just so appreciate the timing of this.
Yes. How perfect is that?
I don't know if
Server
it'll
sided.
record.
Okay, you good now?
Um,
You good now?
Hello?
Yeah. And then there's just me, literally, because me
What was
used
the middle bit? We didn't catch any of it.
Yeah, we didn't hear any of that, man.
Oh,
We didn't hear any of that.
Theo, we literally heard you. When I go to an Asian server with love.
And then you just melted. You just melted.
Oh.
And then you just gave a demonstration of what happened.
you showed us exactly what it
I
was.
literally just explained that, and then I was off to the next conversation.
Oh my god.
You're blessed
Guys,
by
what's going
love.
You get, on the
okay.
right side, you get to explain it again.
Yeah.
Cool.
So what? What's up?
What's the
Okay.
next step?
Server sided. Explain.
So for like server sided, I'll have like 280 ping on an Asia server.
Kicking his
And
right out,
now-
yeah.
It'll look really like, I don't know, it's more consistent than when I'm having like my internet send me 0 packets and then send me 500 back, and then I teleport like 5 feet in somebody. Like it literally is the teleportation simulator when I start lagging out like that. Like
I
not
used to
even
get that.
kidding.
I actually used to get that as well.
Like you also, there's disadvantages with that. I mean, there's no disadvantage with server side lag other than it's very delayed. But when you're lagging where like packets just stop getting sent to you, you start like not moving. I had 2 scrims. I couldn't move the entire match. I couldn't walk to mid. Like, I'm being serious. I couldn't walk to mid because of how laggy I was. I restarted the router,
I was done
and then
with the lag,
came
yeah.
back to
He's
my
still talking
scrim,
about it.
and I had 500 ping consistently, and I was just rubber banding constantly. So it's like when you just doing homework and the power cuts out, kind of. It's like that, I guess. I don't
Mate,
know.
that's why
a
you just
shitty
use a
analogy.
candle. Can't you just do that with Spy? Just use a candle.
A candle? What?
Yeah, when the power goes off and you're doing your homework, just light a candle. Alright, what's the next thing?
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Let's give some.
I think we're good. Yeah.
I'm curious
Um,
who did that.
Scary.
Yeah.
Stereo. That makes sense.
I guess
He's
now
just
it's
quiet and then he
Who else
interjects.
is it? Ginger, yeah.
yeah, and Terp spies. Yeah. How I feel about that?
Hey,
I
Stop.
didn't
Terrible.
even
Stop
know what
doing it.
this was. I didn't even know this was a thing. So
See-
Anyone remember Salty? The guy that does in
Yeah.
video.
Really? Oh no.
Yeah. Well, I think the whole interp thing started with Lamshank.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh my God. If you look back, try to look it for the oldest. I mean, there are old clips of CL Interp spies, but like Lamshank made a literal frag video,
Oh
and
no.
it was called Theoretical Simulator, and then people actually started investigating, going, "Wait, can you actually like abuse this?" And you can, but it's
Well,
not in comp. You can't do it in comp, but you can do it in pub, and people have just been doing that. And then Starry made a video, and now like many more are doing that.
Yeah.
oh, Starry,
Oh
it's all your
god. Way to
You know
fucking
what's
lay
the
blame
worst, though?
there.
Oh no, thank you very much,
Interp
Stereo.
spies who have the server side ping as well. Like this guy who's on my friends list from Russia, he'll put on CL Interp 5 and he'll join my server with 200 plus ping.
Oh my god.
No.
And I have a video, one of my videos where he like trick stabs me from like 15 feet away, like 3 seconds after I'm like past him.
I've heard a thing where if people have ping in game, like actual ping, they'll use interp to counteract that. I don't know what that is, but it's just anything to do with interp. Anything to do with interp to me is just stupid. You should have, you know.
Interp is like dilation. It kind of tries to help with how the ping.
And I really don't like how the
is for you.
default interp for TF2 is not good. Like they set it to like
Oh
1.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a bad
worst.
idea. I don't know why they did that.
I think it's meant for worse internet connection because I think there was something to do with like there deals with lag compensation,
Yeah.
and if your net is a lot worse, then like you need a little more compensation to, I guess, adjust.
I
for
guess
that.
that's why
And
that.
it's
I guess
just-
that's why bad ping spies are using higher interp because apparently it helps it or something.
But I
What
think
it
at a certain point it doesn't help. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Once you go.
value too high.
Yeah, it's like me right now. Like it wouldn't matter. I actually JC. I used to try changing my interp when I was like under 1,000 hours because my internet was still shit at the time, and I tried just changing my interp, seeing how it would help, and I just was like, you know what, fuck it, because as I started changing my interp, like I did it recently. If it actually makes me lag more. Like if it lowered, it lags more. Like I have had it happen more and more.
Well, that's because it's an artificial thing. It's a buffer. So
Yeah.
what it is if you don't get sent packets within, for example, if you got 100 milliseconds into, if you're not sent any packets in that like time frame, it doesn't matter because you've got the packets from 100 milliseconds ago. But then after that, you lag because you don't have any packets.
Yeah, I think someone's saying that the default was okay with the internet of 10 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But,
let's not talk about. I think we're done with interp. Let's not promote it more than it needs to be promoted.
I think it's also very easy to counter though for me because I've had so, like, you have no idea, but I've had so many people come up to me, fight me with interp. I fought some spy recently. He used interp on me. I 20-0'd him because it was literally, I know how to counter this. I think
also the spy needs to
sure about that?
use it.
I've had literally millions of people doing that at me, and I'm just like,
literally
yeah,
millions.
Stop. Yeah.
Millions.
Oh boy.
All right.
Including some of the people in this very room.
Oh, dun dun.
Oh.
No, we weren't doing that. It's just your internet so shit it looks like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next conversation is setting up stabs. Someone came up with. I think what he means is like blind stabs. Like stabs that take
Requires
more preparation.
intuition.
Stuff like
Yeah.
stuff like the that Badwater one you did, Moo, where I clipped it on your stream where you stood on the rail and jumped backwards for the spy. That was pretty funny. Just like ones where you got to sort of use intuition and just sort of timing and game sense to guess when to go for things.
I think
No,
intuition.
you don't use intuition. You just know how long different distances are in hammer units,
Because
and then
everyone
you
has
divide by
everyone
the
has an
speed of the
internal clock in
class.
their head.
Yeah, it's all calculated.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's.
if you've got a distance of 640 hammer units and a medic's chasing you, you know it's 2 seconds.
It's calculated by BAMI.
I think it's very. I think the best way to practice those kinds of stabs is literally a corner stab. I think corner stabs are like the best stabs for setting up stabs because they're the most basic understanding of how long it takes for someone to walk down a corridor.
Oh yeah, it's really fun to just sort of see someone a mile away and go around a corner, and just wait, and then go back around the corner and stab them for a really long
I like
one.
doing that with jump stabs too.
Yeah.
I love also. There's the in my latest video, I had a clip where Power was chasing me, and I purposely waited around the corner and started moving just so he'd see me as I was moving one way, and I was able to get a jump stab, like a blind jump stab on him as he rounded the corner.
It's the
Oh,
whole
it's
it's
like
the
a
whole it's the whole
slurgy stab.
tension thing that wasn't it Slurgy said?
Slurgy,
Yep.
man. Slurgy.
Slurgy.
Tension.
Tension. Yeah.
Gotta love that
I-
guy.
I kind of want to explain that with lag stabs because I think
Oh,
tension.
no.
I think tension and lag stabbing have a big part because there's that delay, and I think understanding the delay part with tension just makes it so that you can do a corner stab with your eyes closed. Because I remember somebody was really confused when I just did a understab, and my muscle memory was trained so I could walk underneath. I could walk on the stairs without even looking at them, and he thought that was really weird and cool. But I think muscle memory and I think that's an important part that key plays for setting up stabs that you just do unconsciously.
Or what I do unconsciously to set up stabs is by like jumping around every blind stair or like sort of
Oh
taking
my
a
god,
corner
yes,
wide,
yeah.
just like acting as if someone's always going to be down the staircase or around the corner.
Yes.
Gets you so many
Like when
stabs.
someone spectates me, they're always like, "What the fuck? You're moving without even looking."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's always useful.
you're always doing the stab before it even
Yeah, always
happens.
anticipate
Yeah.
someone being there and you get more stabs that way. I
Oh my god.
originally heard that from Stabby's like original videos, just like taking corners wide to anticipate someone
I
coming.
know exactly the clip you're on
Mhm.
about. Gully Wash River.
Yep.
On
The
pack
scout
and
he
stabbing a
gets.
scout.
Yeah.
Yep, yes, the scout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that and I think this one was a good conversation to go off of. Anything?
Stab.
Do you guys have anything to say? Starry?
No.
No.
Use the invisibility watch, and then
That
press
is true.
Use the
I found
inverser.
that you can bait people with the invis. Like you see them, you go around a corner and just decloak so that they just see you going somewhere. But you already know the timing for that, and you can use that to set up stabs too.
Yep.
It's super fun. I love those kinds of stabs. Those stabs and like surf stabs are probably my two favorites, just because they're, I don't know, they're the most unique. I feel.
I like a good old backstab on the
Yeah,
medic.
that's a solid stab right there.
That's my favorite.
You know the best sound ever in TF2 is the sound of a medic dropping to your stab.
Oh my
It's
God.
music to my ears.
What if you butter knife
Hell
the medic?
Oh, even
No,
better.
No,
Yes.
no,
Butter knife.
you don't get to hit.
No,
You don't
the
get
butter
to
knife
hear
drop
that
the crit
like
backstab
gurgling
sound is better.
scream. It's just
Yeah.
so good.
crit backstab. Or like in the old days of Ambassador, getting an Ambassador headshot drop was pretty good as well.
Yeah.
Especially when
Like
it's like across the map. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a Nightmare clip where he just double headshot dropped the medic from
Oh,
Lakeside
it's
from like
just
halfway
they're
across the
so
map.
nice to look at. What's that? Or what was that? I
like
think
that.
it was a God, who was it? I think it was What's Your Deal getting an Ambassador headshot on a mid-air player on Swiftwater in comp. That was always nice to watch.
No.
But then he ended up.
I like that
yeah.
Toast and Woolen video with the ambassador.
Oh yeah.
That's a lot of people's favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so now we're gonna go on to adaption stabs. So like I think the big importance of newer spies that they have a hard time going over is adapting to someone who's way better than them.
Yeah.
You know, like where you have this pubber who's like literally knows every trick. I
think one of the best adaption clips is the one Sergey got on that pyro on the Badwater in the tires area, how he strafed around.
Oh, like 360.
Yeah, exactly. I think doing a normal stair stab, but then they go out wider and you strafing to adjust is a good example of adapting.
There's one stab that he did. He did like a 720 stab on a pyro.
Yeah.
I think adaption shouldn't. It's more of you test the limits of your opponent to see what they can do, and then you try something different. Like for example, I'll constantly keep doing the same jump stab, corner stab, until like someone doesn't die to it, and I think, well, can I think 10 steps ahead of him?
Yeah, think they're like a worthy opponent. Now you can try something more fancy.
like I remember I was in a pub with a friend of mine, and he's like, and I was like,
Huntsman
I'm
Torn
just gonna
sounds
kill
better.
you guys,
Yeah,
and
I
it was
guess.
on Lakeside, and I was ready to jump stab him, but instead I jumped right in front of him, and then I jumped again over his head, and he didn't expect me to just stop right in front of him,
Yeah.
and then jump again.
I think
And
that
I think,
that CID stab I mentioned, where you go with a stair stab and you make him turn around and you backstab him normally, that's a good example of adapting.
mhm.
Because
The
you know
frog
Yeah.
stab
when
is
you
pretty
find
fun.
when you find these players that always turn around to your backs to your stair stabs and you can't get them, you just end up not turning around and backstabbing them normally.
An example I usually have is when I'm circle strafing somebody and I literally am butter knifing them. I
Yeah, Klein didn't want to.
matador them while I'm circle strafing
Klein
them.
didn't want to,
A friend of
maybe because
mine
he's not
showed me
interested
how to do
anymore,
it.
and
It's like
Reblas didn't
called
feel like he'd give
deadlock.
anything because he's rusty,
It's
and Sluggy
I don't
wouldn't
know.
be
It's a
interested
very
probably.
useful stab because
Plus, he's probably too busy.
it's you just strafe to the next direction. It's kind of like glue stab from the CRD thing, but
Where's
it's
Mr.
harder to
Paladin?
pull
Yeah, I know,
off.
right?
But I don't know. I think adaptation for newer spies should be after they've just been doing constant trick
Yeah, because
stabs.
I feel like when US spies do, they do like a basic, stair stab, corner stab, whatever. And then they fail it and they give up straight away. They go, "Fuck, this person can't be trick stabbed," and they give up.
I feel like newer spies do the advanced stuff first instead of the basics, because that's usually what I did and what newer spies are doing.
Well, either way, I think they try one stab no matter what it is. They fail it on the person, and then they give up and think that person can't be stabbed.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. There's that misconception too. Yeah.
Because everyone
Yeah.
says like who can be trick stabbed, and the answer is everyone can be trick stabbed. It's just how you set it up.
Or how they fuck it up. Because I
Yeah,
think
true.
trick stabs is mostly, and I believe it, it's off of the enemy fucking up,
Or
and it is
expecting
also
or not.
it's also dependent on if
Glue
you
stab.
fuck up. Because I don't think any of you in this room have ever missed a stab because you clicked too late, early, or you just didn't strafe enough. You know, I don't think a single one of us has ever not had that happen.
Wait, what
Well,
do
I've
you
had
mean?
that happen. The surf stabs, it's the worst.
Oh god, yeah.
I have like a few clips and videos, like one in my tutorial video where like I surfed off a scout's like scattergun and strafed back around on top of his head, but I clicked too early before I
Oh
completely
man,
turned and I missed the stabs.
I'm intending to make a video of like fails with surf smooth because I've gotten so many of them. I think
I've
my
gotten so
my
many.
most screamed phrase while playing TF2 now is "shoot my damn feet." they can't.
Shoot my 10 feet.
They always they miss. How are you missing a spy? That's 5 feet in front of you. Hit his feet,
That's
goddammit.
another thing to talk about too. Is
It's because you're playing in Australia and everyone's a bot.
They're all drunk.
okay, but I think one thing important to discuss is I think I don't know if Sorgi talked about it too, but like a false predictability where you make yourself look predictable, but it's all a setup. Like that's really important.
Yeah.
First, like with some people, you have to be more like I'm definitely going this way. Make yourself easier to track
Exactly.
before
They
choosing
think
what
the
you wanna
moves
do.
are mistakes, but they're actually intended.
Yeah, and then you're able to turn it around. Because I think, like, I know for me, when I get really frustrated, I'm just like not landing any stabs, but I'm like moving crazily and like really well.
Yep.
It's like a lot of times I'm overcomplicating things. It's like, oh, I don't need to like move, like 5 strafes for matter. I'm just like, oh, I just gotta make it look like I'm going one way and go the other way or back
Yeah.
again and make it simple. A lot of times the trick stab, a lot of it's just acting.
Oh yeah.
Whereas like it's all just people thinking you're gonna do something, and then you have to make them believe that.
That's why I quite
But
like the addition
it's
of
almost like you're tricking them into thinking
yeah.
something.
It's almost like you're fooling them. That's why I quite like reverse matadors and just like that sort of thing because you're walking forward and they're expecting you to not be able to do anything on like a flat plane, and then you just sort of strafe left and right and back up behind them and stuff. It's kind of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I really like
I
reverse
always
matadors and switch stabs.
turning your backs into the enemy, and then you just go for like some simple stab on them after you turn your backs for like half a second.
Yeah.
Talked about trick stabs for like 45 minutes, and I'm
No,
about
we didn't.
Now we're gonna talk about
and about about to have an aneurysm, so can we move on?
You know,
We're
45
talking.
minutes of that, another like 2 hours.
Oh, fuck that shit.
We
We're
talked
gonna-
about comp.
What? Wait, who left?
No,
You're
he's coming
British.
back. I think you better
Oh,
move. You gotta move it
okay.
back
I do
in.
think it's funny.
He
though.
left as a
I'm
joke, but now he
literally the
can't
only
go back
person
in.
here who doesn't play comp.
Yeah.
Guys, maybe no, never mind.
It's just Mr. British and I that still play comp. Actually, no, you still play a
How
little
many
bit, Theo, don't you?
I'm trying to do this season.
I've never played Highlander competitive.
I think
Oh my
I always thought
God,
you didn't do it though, maybe because you didn't have time to do it.
Yeah, I maybe would have been able to make it work. I just didn't really want to
Yeah, Moo
make
has
the time
time.
for it.
Moo has time for Rocket League, but he doesn't have time for TF2. Oh, what's
Rocket
up with
League,
that?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue though. What's next, Theo?
Paranoia. I think that's a good topic.
Yeah,
And
I think it's very important.
the subcategory is playing with common sense. I think so. It's basically saying the best times going in for a kill, or retreating.
The most important thing to know about that is distractions are key. You can't go in without a distraction, which is why having a team that isn't winning is really hard because they can't distract the other team, and the other team is just if your team's being rolled on Highlander or comp, pub, I suppose, then the other team isn't getting any distractions from the team that's losing, so they can just sit there and look for spies constantly because they have no one trying to attack them. But if you have a good team that's distracting them by attacking and sort of pushing forward, then that allows the other team to be, trying to fight them, and that gives you an opening to walk in.
Soldier bombs are your friend. Just say to your soldier,
Oh,
"Hey,
yeah, they're
no."
great.
I think the best idea is just to stay calm. I think
Yeah, don't panic. A lot of spies do that.
I think that's what I have happening in competitive a lot, because I hate engineer in a Highlander. It scares the fuck out of me, and a paranoid Highlander engineer.
That is very true, because they don't have to be a part of the combo and be distracted with everyone else. They can just sort of sit back and look for you constantly. It's a pain in the ass.
Sometimes when I see an engineer in Highlander, I'll just like crouch decode in front of them for like a second, and I'll just run away.
Yeah.
Spook them a little bit.
I think the best idea, distractions is key.
Yeah,
but I think
it's very good.
I think also exploiting people's ears is also key, because sometimes I do that, and I try to do that a lot.
Because you can decloak around them where they can't see you, and it sort of gives them a false sort of indication of where you are, and then you cloak and move positions.
Yeah.
I just don't even think it's necessary to be fragging all the time in Highlander.
No, you don't have to. Like, you're a
sometimes it's
dispensable
also-
class.
yeah.
And I think a lot of spies get that mistake when they play Highlander. They think they're doing shit because they've only gotten 10 kills. But if those 10 kills are, 5 medics and 4 snipers or whatever and then like 1 heavy or a couple of demos, something like that, you're doing fine. Even if you haven't gotten 30, 40 kills in the game, that's completely fine. Your job is not to be an ultimate fragger as long as you're getting the key picks at the key times.
Like you can be distracting 5 enemies at their spawn.
And that's doing a lot for your team.
And your team can just push freely. Like,
yeah, that's getting
no
you no
big
kills, but it's still meaning you're being an integral part of the team.
Yeah.
Especially when lagging out.
And that's a part of paranoia.
I just love it when pyros chase.
Oh,
People think pyros
so good.
they think they're annoying me, but I'm just like, you're leaving your combo
it's
open.
perfect. Yeah, you bait the pyro away from the
product.
combo, and then you cloak and you dodge him, and then you go back to the medic, who's now completely, defenseless from his pyro, and you just stab the medic, and the pyro's, across the map looking for you, and it's like, what were you doing?
It's not even that half the time. You just fucking just go. You get the pyro to chase you, and then you go soldier bomb, and then your soldier gets the free med frag. Like I was in a scrim with Dr. Med, and Super Freddy just chases you. He's the pyro for Dr. Med.
You say their names like we know what you're talking about.
Shut up.
No, I know.
The EU people might know.
They'll know.
Fuck you guys. And like he'll just chase you on product to the spawn, and he lets his med die. And just like, why are you chasing me? And he's like, frag. I'm just like, but your med died.
That's pretty funny when pyros do that.
I think I saw a video where Pyro literally killed him and started chasing him like so far, and then he said worth it. And there was just a clear description of
Is it
1
really?
kill, 15 deaths.
Is it
I
really
thought it
worth
was
it
a really
when your med died and
yeah.
the sentry gun died from spam and you can't reflect anything from it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Distractions are great.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I used to use Zedringer a lot when it was, broken, because it would create a lot of paranoia and you could just sort of make the other
Yeah.
team completely forget the objective and just chase you. Because once you've stabbed a medic 4 times by constantly feigning, they're going to chase you as soon as they see you instead of going for the objective and you just mad or stab them or something like that.
Or you just run away
Revolve
and
them,
be
whatever.
a bitch. Because I think running away is as important as killing too. Because then I mean someone told me that, but I don't know.
Let's fight to
I
run
usually-
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. That's my thoughts.
Alright, some people haven't given anyone want to say anything about paranoia? I think Moo didn't have much to say about that. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, you guys are talking more about comp, and I understand the whole like comp thing. I think that's actually really interesting. I think it's really interesting with comp, like you can, because people are usually more intelligent in comp, you can play with their minds more.
Yeah.
And since they're more aware, you can be like, do the fake decloaks and like reposition. That's one thing I wish I would play comp just so I could have that experience.
He
I
is
mean,
not,
sometimes-
he is not silver
like,
box.
Depending on the servers, like once you join as spy, you start fragging, you get the like, double, triple pyro, and like everyone's freaking out if they're, intelligent enough.
I mean sometimes.
Or they'll just sit on cart and spin in circles.
Sometimes
But then at
it's
that point, it's like you kind of have to readjust your focus. Like
Someone's getting cut.
if you're actually trying to perform in pubs, they're like, I don't know, survive in like with a bunch of people looking for you. Definitely using distractions is key. People are a little more oblivious. You can get away with more like decloaks, like onto the side of people, running alongside them. But
Yeah,
then
that's true, Taha.
it's really
the most
fun when
well-known.
you got the one guy in spawn, like jumping around, like spinning around, trying to find you, and
Yeah.
you time it just right that you like drop on top of him as he spins back around after he's checked back, like Badwater first when you're on the rocks.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Defense, you just drop stabbing people, and they keep checking around. You use different.
That's the
rocks,
thing.
and you
Drop
just
stabs
get
is
'em.
drop stab is like an underappreciated trick stab and one of the best because loads of great players look behind them, in front of them, to the sides, but very few of them look up. Like often, at least.
Yeah, I honestly I don't even really consider drop stabs to be trick
Not
stabs.
yeah, they're not
if
really.
The person's not completely aware of you.
Yeah.
Just because you just position better. It's
Yeah,
more like a
it's
good
more
decloak
position
to me.
stab. Yeah, good decloaks, good
I think-
positioning.
I think it's not just TF2. I think it's in real life because I met someone who
You drop
plays
stab
TF2
someone in real life?
Assassin's Creed,
there's this little park area and he loves climbing and he just stands there. No one knows.
That's
no one
fucking
notices him.
creepy, man.
And when someone walks by and it just drops on his head.
No one knows. Like
Is your friend you? But you're actually
No.
Is this you and you're just pretending this is your friend?
No, this is
Is your
no, this
friend
is
imaginary?
this is someone who helped me build my computer Irish spy or
Oh,
Wait,
Catholic.
Irish
yeah.
oh wait, because he parkours, doesn't he?
Yeah, he parkours. He told me a story about how he climbed this really tall building, and someone came from the top of the building doors, and he's like, you're not supposed to be here. And they're like, all right, I guess I'll go. And the dude
drop
who
bears.
found out Isaiah was up there is like still trying to figure out how he got up there because the door was locked on the other side, and he's like, how the fuck did he get up here
Jeez.
without like breaking the lock or anything?
Yeah, people who do
It was really
parkour
bad.
are the IRL spies.
That's
Yeah.
true.
He has like full names at his home and shit. It's like really creepy. I'm like, you're an actual spy, but you're a sniper main now. He's like, yeah.
You know, I think
No,
a good
the
thing.
IRL spies are my old friends because they backstabbed me.
Oh, no.
JC.
I had a
JC
relationship
and
with
me,
a spy main. That's why she backstabbed me, I guess.
JC and me always talk about how we fucking trick stabbed in gym back in high school. Cause like I tell him like, oh dude, I CTC'd someone
Is that
in
a
my
thing
gym.
about
And he's
smoking?
like, yo, I
God.
jump stabbed someone.
Oh,
So stupid.
yeah.
But,
Right. Anyway, I think a good quote or good like thing to bring up about paranoia is that thing that
Oh yeah, we
it's
talked about
Stabby's
that.
video how he's like the hardest players to predict are the bad ones, and that's kind of what Moo's saying about comp being predictable. It's funny
yeah.
because they're better players, but they're more predictable because they're better. You know what they're gonna do. Sure, they're gonna hit more of their shots while they're doing it, but they're gonna be predictable while they're doing it, pretty much. Whereas pub players, they sure won't be able to hit you, but they're gonna spin around, go backwards, look up in the sky, you know, shoot a random crit at your feet when you're not looking at them. Like they'll do such random crap that you can't predict. Whereas a good player, you can predict them. They're gonna, you know, hit the headshot or hit the rockets or the meat shots correctly, but you can predict them a lot easier.
Yeah. Yeah. I think now we're gonna go over some other topics like favorite spy maps. So what's you guys' spy maps? I think
I
that's
like
good for spy.
King
In
of the
before
Hills more.
product.
I like product.
I'm
Big group keep. Am I
unpopular
right?
opinion.
What
I
was
like
the-
Snowy
what was the-
Coast. I like Snowy Coast a lot.
Oh yeah. That's
Snow
good.
Coast is pretty fun.
Yeah, that's I've had a
I
lot
really,
of
I
fun
actually
with
kind of,
Trainsaw
I actually
Laser.
kind of think Snowy Coast could be played in comp possibly, maybe with a pro version. I think it could be adapted for it,
Mm.
maybe, but it's a fun map.
It's
I
too long.
also like Thunder Mountain. Thunder Mountain is just a fucking playground.
I think I've come to like the Banana Bay for some reason a lot.
I like Banana.
Like,
Yeah, I don't mind
Yeah.
it. The rest of them,
I-
I don't like Enclosure. I can't stand Enclosure. Banana Bay
Oh,
is
I
good.
like Enclosure.
Dude,
Um,
I was going into this
Mercenary
pyro
Park's
update
okay
and
as
was
well.
like, I was going into this pyro update being like, where's the dinosaurs? Because I kept seeing dinosaur themed maps, and I'm like, this is Jurassic Park, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, you can say the
Enclosure,
obvious
I don't
ones as
mind
well.
that much.
Like everyone likes Bad Water and Upward and those sort of maps, but I also really like Steel. For Highlander specifically, Steel I
don't-
think is a lot of fun for Spy.
I don't know about
Some spies don't like
Bad
it, though.
Water anymore. I feel like, or not Bad Water, Upward. For,
Lakeside is pretty good.
Lakeside's a fun
Yeah,
Spy
Lake-
map.
Yeah.
Lakeside was
I
a fun.
haven't-
Lakeside was
I
a
haven't
fun
had a
ambassador
single
map.
that I like to play on Spike.
I'm sick of
I think-
Viaduct. Viaduct was played way too much in every pug and lobby I used to play in. Viaduct is dead for me. I don't play it anymore in casual. I can't stand it. It's too
Okay.
overused.
I've ranted about maps for
Release
like
my burgers. Yes, I
for
will.
way too long among ETF2L circles.
You are
and no one
released.
ever agrees with me that Product is a horrible map.
Yeah, I can't stand it anymore. I'm done with it.
It's been played for like
Yeah.
fucking 14
Overused.
seasons. Everyone, but it's like, oh, but we've played fucking Borneo for 3 seasons in a row. Let's not have Borneo. But let's not have fucking Product.
Yeah.
I don't want Product.
It's like
Fuck off
it's
with
never a debate whether to keep it. It's always in, and I can't stand. I just wish they'd have a season without it. I'm done with that map. I
What do you
honestly
ca- what
wish
do you
they'd bring back. I don't know if anyone knows the old map called Croissant.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
no.
I
that's
love
one.
that map on Highlander, and they haven't had it in UGC for
Croissant.
so long.
Okay, so people thought I was crazy because I was like, let's remove Product and put Warmtick in. They put Warmtick in
Warmtick's
and
so
didn't
good.
remove.
What?
They didn't remove Product.
Yeah, I like
the
Warmtick.
why 2 Koth maps? Go kill yourself.
That's fun.
And then
5CP
and
is the
then-
worst though. Process. Oh god.
no
Can't
process.
stand process in Highlander.
5CP is the worst. I
Yeah.
want Croissant.
Well, yeah, but Croissant's the one exception. Don't. Okay, I just said that out loud, didn't I? Just ignore me.
I think,
I liked
think I
Well.
get-
I like Gollywash.
I liked Well.
My
was fun.
my map pool would be, even though I hate them both, I would I would have Bad Water and Upward,
Mm.
and then I'd have Gollywash and Warmtick as, because in ETFTF well, how it works is that 5CP maps are worth 3 points, and Koth maps are worth 3 points,
Oh yeah.
and attack defense is worth 6.
Yeah.
And each week of the season is 6 points total. So you
Croissants
have,
are great,
so you
yeah, I
have
like
like
'em.
a 5CP and a Koth, for example. So I would have Upward, then Steel, Then week 3 I'd have Gully and Warm Tick. Then week 4 I'd have Gravel Pit. Can we please
Oh,
put
Gravel Pit is
back
so
in?
much fun. That is a great spy
I,
map.
I love Gravel Pit.
So much fun.
No one everyone's like, nah, that's not Gravel Pit.
I
Why
think-
not?
it-
Tap is so good.
it's-
And then I'd have Bad Water. Even though I hate Bad Water and Upward.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Well, I don't like them
Actually,
just because they're
okay,
so much.
I-
They're so used, but I still like them. But I wish we could do something else. I really like the old well. There was a payload well. I also liked they
The
did do
payload
they
well?
did do train for a bit. I think I like train, but I think this is just for spy because a lot of maps are really good for spy because they're just like any map that's got a lot of just props and a lot of staircases. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
fun for spy.
They have nooks and crannies.
Yeah, nooks and crannies, hiding spots, a lot of fun. I really like Borneo for spy. To be honest, Borneo I prefer over Swiftwater.
Yes.
I
same.
would agree. I like Borneo and pubs at times, but
Yeah.
sometimes it's such a pain because if you got, at least in pubs, if you're stuck on a team that doesn't know how to just shoot a sentry gun and
Oh,
they have
man.
3 engineers with like 2 pyros and like demos and heavies and medics just camping,
That's-
it's the worst.
Yeah, it is. It's
The only,
terrible.
the only problem with Borneo is the last point.
Oh yeah, no, that's the same with a few
Yeah.
maps. Like
A lot of
like
maps.
let's not even speak
It's
about
also,
Barn
it's also
Blitz.
very long.
Barn
I
Blitz
think they
last
should
point
lit-
is AIDS, man.
Oh, we
You
could put
cannot
Barn
play.
Blitz-
I wish
remove-
they would place
remove
the
Bad
casual
Water.
version with the pro version.
Yeah, oh my god.
Like the pro version makes it so much better, and it was so good in comp. And then casual mode still has the default version, and it's just you get to
Yeah.
last, and you just stay there for the entire game because no one can push 5 sentry guns.
I have revised my map pool. Week 1 upward, and they're the same to week 5, and then not Bad Water. You put fucking Barn Blitz Pro.
Barn Blitz Pro, yeah, that left side lane makes all the difference. That left side thing they added in, that just fixed
I
it so
forgot about
much.
Barn. Forgot about Barn Blitz. Good map.
I'm
Like that
glad.
shit.
I'm glad
Barn Blitz
nobody.
Pro, I would agree. Good one.
I'm glad nobody said Dust Bowl. Otherwise, I
Oh,
would have banned
can't
one
stand
of
Dust
those.
Bowl.
Dust Bowl.
Yay.
Dust Bowl 32 player servers, yeah, boys.
Oh no, that
I'd
yeah,
ban
32 is
Barley
far worse.
Burn
24 is acceptable, but 32 is not.
If
No,
I may,
32 is better than 24 just because it's such a shit fest. It's so good.
I think for pubs at least, I'll speak as the only, I guess, purist pubber, if that's even a something to be proud of. I don't even know. Probably not.
Puke.
But in terms of like just messing around and stuff, I've actually find Frontier to be really fun, except for
Oh,
last
Frontier Kunai. The
Yes.
old I used to use the old Kunai so much on Frontier. Like even
It's
before-
amazing. It's so much
before
fun.
we did it.
And then even just like community maps, like I remember there's a map called like PL Rust. That
Rust?
was
I know
actually
that.
like just a random map that was like really fun because there's lots of like verticality and like props that you could use like invis on. Like it was really fun for kunai invis.
Yeah,
I think
And then
TN.
there's like
TN runs good.
there's other maps like Pier which can get really annoying but like are also pretty fun as well for spy.
I wish
I
there was a
think
more
top
popular Australian
notch-
server for those maps.
I think Top Notch just has a lot of really great maps. I feel like for
Maybe have a
Spy.
lot of crap maps too, like that they like too much.
I think we can all agree though that because they all just walk in a straight line. It just makes it so easy that TR Walkway is the best map.
It is a good map, man. You just get so many frags in that game.
I
You
think
do.
I think TR aim _ training is better.
Like I
for
feel like
attack.
every player in TR Walkway just gets stair stabbed one after another, just straight
I
away.
know.
I know.
I
I like
was-
my
What
achievement
you
idol.
what you can do is you can have them all if you've got like 4 of them walking in a straight line. If you stand on the ramp, then they all block each other, and you can jump on each of their heads and stab them all at once.
I know they're not very bright, are they?
No, they're not.
No.
I like Cough Wob Wob.
Oh god, that map. I played that
I play-
once and I never played
I
it
played it.
again.
I played 66 pug in that shit, and it.
I got a
killed
surf
me.
stab with low gravity on that map.
I saw, yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, what's that map they introduced that we've never seen once since then? Is that one with the droids that walked on the
Chainsaw
ground?
Laser.
Oh, yeah,
Oh.
right.
Asteroid?
Oh god, Asteroid, wasn't that a failed thing?
Robot
That is so
defense.
failed.
I missed that.
I played. We actually, I remember a Highlander scrim ages ago. We played that map.
Oh,
It was terrible.
I
No, that's bad.
It was
I didn't even
so bad.
understand. I didn't even understand what the
John
map
Cena.
was like. What you're supposed to do on it
It's
for like
pretty
half
confusing.
an hour.
Yeah, took a while to realize what the hell you're supposed to do.
what the
I
objective.
can't even remember now, to be honest, what you're supposed to do. It was like you're supposed to
Supposed to kill robots.
Gather-
until you can
gather
kill
something-
more robots until you can kill more robots.
kill more robots.
Mm.
It's basically Age of Ultron
Seems
in
simple,
TF2.
but they somehow made it complicated.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty much.
I
Alright.
think,
Yeah.
yeah. I
That's
think
Max.
now we're gonna talk about newer things like our inspirations.
Hey.
So, I don't know if we want to go one in order. How do
Hey.
we want to do this?
I
Hey,
think that would be good.
Yeah, so go in order.
hey.
I'll go first, saying that I think Tobias Funk is the best inspiration I ever got for learning how to.
Be right back,
Should we-
guys. He's going in slow motion. Just give him a minute.
Should we move on?
I miss
we
him.
can let it know.
I miss him a lot. His name was Terminal now, but
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't even exist anymore.
Nope.
Yeah, I
no,
know.
Did he delete his videos?
entire channel.
Yeah, wow.
Entire
Yeah, he
channel.
did.
I don't
Oh,
get
dude.
that, to
So
be honest.
sad. He had some good stuff.
He did.
He told me that he wanted to move on.
It would have
from
been a
all
nice
that.
like channel to just you remember it on a night and you just end up binge watching his videos like 3 years later or something.
I wanted to do that one night,
Yeah.
and then his videos were gone, and I was like,
That'd
"What?"
be it's
No.
upsetting.
And then
Yeah,
I
sure,
guess Zach Flintstone and CRD were
Oh, yeah,
the
Zach
number
Flintstone
ones
was
for
cool.
trick stubs. Because or not. I guess it would just be Zach and Blade were my favorites that I'd watch over and over and over again, and I'd constantly get better at. What about you, Moo?
Okay. I've taken from lots and lots of spies. That's kind of just how I rolled. But do you want me to talk about more like the beginning, or like as in terms of like as of now?
I'd
who's
say as many
influenced me the most?
as many
I
inspirations
think
as you can think of.
inspiration is more like someone you look up to, or you
Okay.
looked up to.
From the
you know?
beginning.
Well, okay, so I'll just start off like the beginning. The people who got me into spy, just watching them. It was like Zagon, Stabby, and then Slurgy. And I think I camped on
Oh,
Slurgy
Zagon was cool.
for quite a while in terms of like trick stabs. He's definitely the main inspiration for getting into the trick stabbing part of
Yeah.
spy. Then
Zygon's banned.
after a while, I met Theo. He got me into all the circly strafing stuff and introduced me
Circly
to
strafing.
CRD.
Yeah.
But then I got into surf stabs and all that when I met Maestro, and then he was like doing 1v1 with me on High Tower, teaching me how to like basics of surfing,
That's
and
cool.
then I just did not stop from there. I was just constantly doing it. It's like been my thing.
Yeah. I think Maestro was a big part of for the group that we had, me and Moo and the rest of the other gang.
Yep, he's the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Starry? What was your inspirations?
My
I would
dad.
say, believe it or not, I've watched spy YouTubers for a long time, but the thing that actually made me actually start playing spy was an animated short named Bolted Behemoth.
I've never
And,
heard of that.
You've never seen Bolted Behemoth? It's by the Winglet.
Nope.
Yeah, I saw it. It's good.
Yeah, basically I just saw the spy in that animation and I'm like, dude, that's pretty cool. And then that's it, I just picked them up.
Really? No.
I played with the ambassador and I learned that it can headshot. I was like, whoa, this is fucking sick. And then I devoted all my time to that. Too
Sweet.
bad they removed it from the game.
Yeah, too bad. All your effort is now down the drain, apparently.
All the
'Cause
time I
that's
put
what
in the
Valve
spy
want.
was just
Yep.
using the ambassador.
Now you understand why
Yeah.
Woolen looks so depressed.
Well,
But yeah.
What
Aside
about
from that,
So,
the actual names that inspired me were definitely Stabby, Zagon, Slurgy, and I did pick up CRD along the way as well. Pretty much everyone that's been named.
Yeah, I always wanted to ask you about that too. Like, if you ever did. Yeah. I guess you picked up from him. What about you, British?
So I found TF2 through a Nintendo Wii YouTuber,
Oh,
of all
what?
things. A guy called Playing with My Wii. I used to be
can't.
obsessed with Mario Kart Wii. So I used to watch. I used to watch his because he used to upload gameplay of Mario Kart Wii, and then I stumbled across a TF2 video for his one, and I was like, oh, this looks cool. I remember the first time he was playing Scout with a Sandman defending Granary last. I had no idea what the fuck was going on, but I still enjoyed it. And then he also played Spy mainly. So then I was like, I want to play that.
For sure.
But then TF2, it wasn't free at that time. And then, like...
Did you steal your
when
mom's
it-
credit card?
No, I didn't, because I got it for free, because I heard the Yogs cast say that it was free, because I used to watch them as well.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
So I saw a video of them saying that it was free. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I'll download it on this computer that hardly get like 15 FPS on Minecraft. I'm sure I can run TF2. Brilliant. And it turned out it could run it better than Minecraft because Minecraft takes the power of like the Pentagon to run or something. But
that's why only the best people play it.
yeah,
Exactly. That's why I mained Minecraft before the other games.
Yes.
because they need
I
that.
used my prime and my youth on the good stuff.
Yeah.
Dude, I built nuclear reactors back in Tekkit.
Dude, I jump stabbed sheep, alright?
Oh yeah, boys. But yeah, so that's how I got the game. So then I played Spy for however long. And then I found, I think it must have been Stabby's videos at first.
Yeah.
And then
And it was my inspiration.
and then I found Hey, and I was like, I want to
It's my
do
dark
that.
side
I want to do
anime.
that. So
Yes.
I
Hey,
tried.
the one-hit wonder.
Mm.
I tried doing that, and I kind of failed for. How long has it been? 7 years. So I failed for 7 years. Yeah. And my playstyle when I first got into competitive was basically based off of his frag.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were.
And I think it's still my favorite frag video to this day. No,
Love the hate
no,
frag. It's so fun.
It is
it
great.
is brilliant.
Super impressive too. Like his aiming abilities are like on point.
100%.
The flicks.
I think compared to his day, so to speak, he was the best spy. Obviously, I think like pure skill, like Toast and maybe Akuma and
Yeah, there's been many best spies and they end up getting sort of outdone at some point, or they stop playing.
Yeah. They get better, but I think for his time, Hay was better.
Oh
than,
yeah,
better
at his
than
peak,
anyone.
I think he's one of the best. That's for sure, if not the best.
And then I think that's all for my inspirations. But
Yeah, it's cool.
on a side note, one of my favorite videos is my what's it called? My Extreme Condition from CRD. The one with how to save a life in. I think.
He air blast stabbed me in that video.
You
Yeah.
just gave him a bad case of PTSD bringing up that video, like twitching in his seat.
I mean, I remember watching that video because he also blocked me at the time and really feeling sad. And the song and me being in it, I thought to myself, oh, it's about me, I guess. Because the song reminded me about, shitty situations with my family. And then the air blast stab, I thought to myself, was back when I had the name Daleks. I wasn't theoretical spy back then. I was just impersonating cartoon characters or something. Those were.
Doctor Who is my favorite cartoon.
Alright.
My favorite anime.
Those were dark times for me.
Corey.
What
Yeah.
about you,
So-
Switch?
It's a
For
very long
inspirations,
story. If
Very long?
you're ready to hear my story.
your
Yeah.
story.
Well, the thing that inspired me from the beginning, like, one day my father was watching TF2 trailers,
Your
and he
father?
was watching. Yes, my father. But my father didn't play TF2. He used to play CS:GO. No, what I'm talking about, Counter Strike.
1.6.
Source.
Yeah, back in 2011.
really
And
weird.
I saw him watching met the spy trailer, and I saw the spy killing everybody. So I was like, dude, this guy is funny. I wanna be like him.
I want to
Then
be like him.
the game is free. I played it. Then I was terrible.
Yeah.
Then I saw that the spy is not easy to play, so I watched tutorials. So my first tutorial was Mr. Paladins.
Ah,
Ew.
God
And
damn
look at how
it.
far
sorry.
you've come.
These beginnings.
And
Yeah.
now you are banned from this Discord.
He didn't mention Dust Bowl, so he's okay.
And he didn't sing Despacito.
Oh
So.
my god.
Ah,
That'll be the song
please.
playing over this roundtable, by the way, Moo. On,
No,
on
no.
repeat.
No, okay, alright.
No. It's gonna be me singing Circles.
Oh
Ah.
yes. That. Never mind what I said. That's what it's gonna be.
Yeah,
All right, wait. Continue, Swipes. What else?
yeah.
Alright, then after watching Mr. Paladin, I watched Zagon. Stabby Weirs. I think his most famous video I watched was Face Tape and Boat.
Yeah,
that's his first
face tap
big
aim
video.
boat.
Face tap
Yeah.
aim bolt.
Then I used to watch
FG Ninja. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Then I found out who
OG.
was the first spy who found out the trick stabs.
Subtle art, yeah.
Yes. Then
RIP. Oh
Yeah.
shit!
I
I
did-
forgot Vanilla Spy Day again. I'm so bad.
was it?
28th of February.
What?
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
know about this. Continue.
It's
And
either his birthday or when he died.
Right.
to be honest, guys, I don't have that much experience in competitive. I mean Highlander,
Yeah.
because during all the time, what I was saying to myself is that I can't play there. I will be terrible. So I still have this mindset right now. I don't play there.
Don't
Yeah.
worry, I'm terrible and I play at ECF2L high, so I'm sure you can make it.
I think Swipes is just like me right now. We're just like old men playing pubs still, and we don't know whether or not to go into comp. But
He does.
Yeah.
I think eventually you just get tired of people telling you that you only play pubs. And
Yeah, I honestly feel like people trying to say if you didn't play competitive, then you are not worth.
Yeah, I really
Uh-huh.
don't like that sort of mindset. It's
That
irritating.
that is very bad, dude. I mean, it's the experience that matters.
Yeah, very much so.
yeah,
There's other players who never played comp that would be really good in comp, like Slurgy, for example.
oh
Yeah,
my
Sluggy
God,
as well. I watched
be
him,
great,
of
I
course.
think.
Sluggy, I
Yeah,
forgot.
he like of course at first there'd be a slight learning curve to the different play style, but he would like tons of these spies who don't play comp could easily adapt to it and become some of the best comp spies. They just don't, want to.
Because
Nothing wrong
they're
with that.
dumb.
Because it isn't
They're-
fun.
Yeah,
Competitive
that's
spy
very
really
true as
isn't
well.
fun.
It's
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
like
that's why I
there's
don't
an
play.
enjoyability out of it, but messing around in pubs is far more fun.
I
I know,
am in complete and utter disagreement. I find Spy in comp like 100 times
That's probably
more fun
because,
than pub
as you
Spy.
said before, you're not exactly a crazy. You don't go for crazy trick stabs. You don't. That's not
I
your sort of
used-
play style.
that's
So
the
that's
thing.
probably why pubs aren't as enjoyable for you.
I remember the
I mean,
last time I played with British, I saw him. I still have the shadow play. He tried to Matador Heavy, and he had no idea what planet he was on. And British kept trying to
Can
trick
imagine.
stab him, and he just died before he could kill that Heavy. It's honestly
no.
my favorite clip.
Dude,
Well,
heavies
the
are.
thing is, that's what you do to heavies in Highlander. Like, if
Yeah.
you're caught by heavy, you can't escape. So you just try to trick stab the heavy.
Yeah.
Honestly, if there's a heavy jumping on you and he didn't spin his minigun yet, then you have a chance. But if he's shooting already 5 feet, I mean, you're pretty.
If you're
Alright.
right in his face, even if he's spinning, you can still
Theo,
stab.
who's next?
Love. What's your inspiration?
So it's kind of a long story.
Uh,
First, I started playing TF2 by seeing a spy frag video.
yeah.
It was, I think, Colotso's frag video, Unstoppable.
Oh,
Yeah.
And then I really started getting to Spy, and how I started Spy,
I'm good,
it was
Chezzy,
really
I'm good, man.
strange. Basically, I
Thanks for
went on
asking.
like a times 100 server. equipped the kunai, and then with the ringer, and then I got my first stab. And then I literally try to trick stab people until my health runs out. And when I got my first trick stab, it was like a corner stab. I'm like the happiest little chicken on the planet.
Wait, okay.
Your
When
first
you
one was
first
the
learn
greatest.
when you first learn the trick stab, it feels so good.
You feel
Yeah.
so
I can
good.
remember for me, if I may, with first learning trick stabs, you know, some people are like, oh, you know, maybe pick like a good spot, like stairs on like upper or
Nucleus.
something like something. I chose the dumbest spot when I first learned how to stair stab. I was on CP Foundry. Like, you know, there's like
Yeah.
mid and you go
I
into the
love that
next
map.
point, those stairs that like goes up to the upper rafters looking
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the
yeah.
second point.
Oh,
I
really?
stood on those stairs, those really steep like
Yeah.
stairs no
Oh
one
my
goes,
god.
and just waited. And I
Stu-
got
And
like
then
one,
mhm.
and I was the happiest camper ever. Literally a camper, but I was
yeah,
so
but
happy.
it's pretty good.
Sorry
I,
to go.
how
Sorry to go back to
how-
favorite spy maps. Just for a second, Foundry is my literal
Yeah, Foundry is
favorite.
pretty fun.
Literally my favorite pub map of all time.
Because you
Actually,
can,
yeah,
'cause you can
Foundry was
get, 'cause you can
great.
get on the roof now in the middle from the spy speed boost.
You used to be able to do it before.
Did you? I forgot. But yeah, you can get on the roof, and that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, for me, for trick stabs, I just like literally had an encyclopedia. For some reason, I like writing down everything. Like I remember when I did MVM, I'd write down every single robot on every single wave to make sure what was going to happen next, because I was that sort of perfectionist little kid back then. And I was like, all right, so this is a matador stab, and this is a strafe and snap.
Thanks for the host grab of that.
I tried to copy it
Thanks, man.
exactly, and that's how I learned
Yeah.
and stuff. But
Yeah,
And
love
then
sorry
Yeah.
for hijacking your story.
Yeah, you just
No, that-
okay,
no,
okay.
that's yeah.
And then after that, I was like, dude, trick stabbing is amazing. So how I got into trick stab was stabby, face stab, aimbot.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. And after that, I started getting excited, getting corner stabs and stuff. After that, I think I found out about OMFU Ninja after Stabby.
Oh, that's a weird. That's a weird way.
Yeah, it's a weird order. I'm like, oh, Invis Watch is cool. I should use that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then after I learned about trick stabs, I was really like, I wanted to learn about the spy basics, like the core fundamental of spying. So there was this good YouTube vanilla channel called TF2 Gentleman.
Oh yeah. I
Oh,
remember
yeah,
that.
yeah.
yeah.
It's old school.
So I watched him for a while, and he taught me like the basics, like how to avoid eye contact, how to blend in, how to disguise, how to use a gun,
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Important spy
And
basics.
then I started getting into, after like 2-3 years, I started getting into circle strafes by watching CRD. And I'm trying to learn how to circle strafe by watching all of his videos, like Burning Passion, My Regretful, no, not that one.
And I also remember this was before the circle strafe tutorial too, huh? So you
Yeah,
had to
it
learn
was.
this. Yeah, a lot of the.
I learned a lot of
yeah.
circle strafe from his old videos, you know,
Yeah.
before they all came out into tutorials.
Oh yeah,
And then-
definitely. It was hard
Okay,
for spies
this is
like
gonna
that.
make British happy. So after that, I was like, I'm trying to learn how to use circle strafe, and then I was typing like circle something into YouTube. And then I found his videos, circles, and then I was watching him going to like running into circles and stuff. And I'm trying to copy that. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, man. And then I found his, and then after like a year, he finally made like a circle strap tutorial. Finished it. So, and then I actually watched that, and then I learned like the very basics of circle strafe. Yeah. Strafe and stab combined.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm blushing.
Yeah.
I'm blushing.
And then now this is where Theo and Moo stuff comes in. So after that, after British, I started watching a bit of Theo, and then his older videos are kind of good. His new videos are all bad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Careful, you might
let me
teleport
find the video that I like the most, that I learned a bit
Theo,
for.
Theo, get fucked. I'm an inspiration. You're kind of good, but now bad.
Fuck off, British. I stabbed you on Lakeside, alright?
Yeah,
and I put it in a frag video.
Oh, I stabbed.
Probably-
I stabbed you more though.
My favorite video from him was Stabs to Improve. It was like the best
Oh
one.
yeah. That
Okay.
one blew up when I made that one, and that was the first time ever I finally figured out that I could record a demo on a replay, which I thought was fucking insane because I was running a Mac at the time. Like I
One
ran
of those poor souls.
Dude, I switched over like 5 different computers when I was playing TF2. I played on a Toshiba MacBook, which like I get 5 frames in, like 30 frames. I played on this really large ass touchscreen like Windows 10 computer, and then I played on a MacBook for another 4 years, I think, or 3 years, and now I have this new computer that is good, but the only issue is I'm still lagging.
Yeah.
Like all throughout these 5 years, I have not fixed the issue of me lagging out, but I've been fixing the issue of me lagging with my computer. It's sad, but continue, love. Sorry, I'll go off on the
good.
tangent.
Then after Theo, I randomly found Festive Obliquus,
Oh yeah.
the touchpad god.
Okay, yeah.
Wait, he
Yeah.
plays on a touchpad?
Yeah. I don't understand how he does
hold
it.
on.
Who does?
does?
Festive Obeliscus, yes. He's a European spy who plays on a Mac, I think, too, because
Ew.
he
A
plays
Mac
on
and a touchpad.
Yeah.
What?
I used to bump into him when I played with CRD.
Yeah.
How did
yeah,
he
yeah,
function?
I mean,
No. No.
That's
What?
insane.
I don't know.
Yeah. I watched his
seen-
video, and his stabs are really like, I would say, creative. He does like a circly movement, back, forward, blah blah blah.
it's because
then
he has
I was
to
like-
make enough. He must have to make enough room so he can turn using his touch.
Yeah.
He always comments on my videos, always hating me, and it makes me sad all the time.
Instead of inches per 360, it swipes per 360.
Oh, swipes.
Oh yeah.
Also, did you know that when you go in TF2 backstab Wikipedia, it says swipe the knife.
Oh.
No.
Free promotion from Dave.
Yeah.
But
Actually,
yeah.
my name comes from another guy from another game who was a champion.
I do remember you
It's a
saying that.
swipe
So I
one.
think you said it on a live stream. I think.
Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
I
Next
think it's
question.
just me. I think.
Continue with. Yeah, it's Tris. So, what's your inspiration?
Well, I think I remember the first time I discovered sort of the spies and that sort of thing is I was playing on. I remember it vividly. I was on Barn Blitz and I was on the staircase on last that leads up to the left side upper area, not like the right side, the left side. And I got stair stabbed, and somehow I instantly knew exactly what he'd done, and I thought that's so cool. You jump over them and stab him. That's like such a cool idea. So I found OMF Ninja's videos. I'm pretty sure I watched like most of the ones that were there. I watched some of the ones like as he was uploading them. I think like his newest ones, like the couldnt rage ones where he gets that couldnt guy like a bunch of times in a row and he gets really mad.
Yeah.
And then I found Stabby's stuff, and I watched all of his stuff that was up right then. And then I went because I used to play on trade servers, Gamers Who Win trade servers, and you know the crates on the right side in like the point cap area where like that HHH thing spawned, and I just practiced corner stabs on those crates for ages and tried to learn them. And I did stair stabs there and all that sort of stuff. And then I think I watched after that, probably watched someone like Fixer, who's a
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
he had some really interesting
that-
videos where
yeah.
he sort of screwed with people a lot, and he was quite interesting to watch. And
I
then
think that was like one of CRD's inspirations.
yeah, Fixer was really cool to watch. And then I think quite a while, like because Slurgy was later on, and I discovered Slurgy, and like his stuff wasn't stuff that I didn't know. Some of it, like obviously it helped a lot, but it was more like I watched his videos and I thought finally someone is putting into words exactly what I think when I'm playing. It was kind of like he understood and knew how to explain it better than I'd ever been able to, and it was just sort of giving me. He gave me new ideas. He gave me new strategies and stuff like that. But he put into words what I was doing already, and it was just really refreshing to see someone who understood it and could put it into words. And then because for a long time I was playing like Stabby so much. I was basically a Stabby of Australia, and I just played Ambassador, Deadringer, Default Knife, and I was like competitive spy. So I wasn't like didn't do any of these crazy stabs. I did obviously I did trick stabs all the time, but I didn't do some of the more advanced ones. And even after CID had
And look
made
how
tons of
far
his
you've
stuff,
fallen.
yeah, even after CID made tons of his videos, and Maestro, all these guys made videos about all these new trick stabs. I kind of was against them at first. I thought, oh, they're not really useful. And then I think watching Moo's earliest videos I sort of realized these things are actually pretty cool. So I just started watching more of CID's beginner stuff, or what is older stuff. I watched Moo's videos and I sort of adapted to becoming what I do today in my newest videos and stuff. Just
That
surf
kind of
stabs.
that kind of reminds me. You talking about Moo's old videos? I used to remember Moo always going like, "Hey, can you help me with C2C versions?" And he'd never get it. I forgot how long it's been since that all stuff has happened. It's making me feel old.
My
Because
first
I was
video so
already
bad.
a fully developed spy when C2Cing and surf stabs came out as a popular thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I had
yeah,
to
same.
adapt so hard to because I was already stuck in my ways, and I was already stuck in the mindset of surfing rockets away from people, and just doing the trick stabs that I knew really well. So trying to do all these new crazy trick stabs that had come out, and all these new popularized stuff was mind-bending for me, but I've gotten around it. I
This
think.
seems like a good segue to the next topic.
Uh-huh. We've been
The
on this.
directions that you spies are going in.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
All these crazy shit that I'm just not doing.
I guess I don't know how I feel about talking about this, because this is kind of there's some spies that I've been watching recently that I feel like. Oh shit, that was a Discord notification. I'll just cut that out in the video. I just felt like it's people like Shabby have been looking up for Starry Crow. I've been noticing. I've saw a couple of his videos, and I just thought to myself, I think the lower experienced spies getting, maybe it's a sort of jealousy, but I think some spies need more time in order to fully know what they're doing.
I agree with
Some
that.
of them I feel like some spies like Shabby or I don't know anyone in Shabby, because I feel like because he's just been really idolizing me, saying my senpai and stuff a lot to me.
God.
Yeah, and I just really worry about him a lot, because he's gotten almost as many subs as Moo has, and I look at his videos and I feel like he doesn't know what he's doing. I feel like he doesn't have a single direction.
I think
what he's
spies
doing.
expect too much these days. Quite often I get spies saying "Why am I not good enough? I'm terrible. I'm sure I want to be better." And I look at their hours and they have 100 hours in spy, and it's like, dude, you can't be good with that little hours. You got to wait a bit of time. You can't expect to be great off of the first 100 hours. You got to wait.
Plus, I think also I get comments from people are like, "Oh, I suck at surf stabbing. I'm just bad." It's like, dude, surf stabs are like, one, they're kind of more styling, and two, it's like they're really hard and they're not something you just pick up instantly, like,
Delta.
or within even like 100 or maybe 100 hours, depending on your past experience. But like, it's people I do think wrongly place skill in the class. Like, personally, I'll admit to myself, like, I'll do all these crazy trick stab stuff, but like, I don't even find that impressive anymore. I'm like, oh, whatever. But it's, I think people try and get really hung up on like, ooh, who's really good and what's like the pro way to play spy or
Yeah.
whatever. Whereas like,
They try and copy.
one,
They try to mirror
just-
spies too much.
yeah, one is trying to mirror spies too much, and that doesn't work out. So they miss the whole idea behind what makes whatever we're doing so good, or how we're able to do it. And also, I think in some cases most people are sticking to pubs, and they get too focused on trying to be like a really good spy rather than like just having fun and learning as you
Yeah,
go.
because random crits exist. It's
Yeah,
like
and you're gonna
you're
want
gonna die to dumb shit. Doesn't matter how good you are, you're gonna die to dumb shit in pubs. It's just not. You can't avoid it.
Like the newer spies, they tend to gravitate towards flashy trick stabs more.
Yeah, exactly. They focus on the best stuff you can do straight away instead of starting with the basics, which is a problem with popular spies. Is they show off all that cool stuff, and then new spies think,
Yeah,
okay, the
move.
first thing I'm gonna do is surf stab someone when they don't even know how to cloak and get a basic kill on someone.
Hmm.
I think,
Because yeah.
Who just posts
and
flashy trick stab montages? I mean, who would do that?
there's also
Moo and Triss look at their feet.
spies that there's also like spies that also adapt the whole CL interp thing too. That's also another direction.
Yeah, that's not a
spies are
direction you should
doing.
go in. Absolutely
Oh
not.
gosh. Oh.
I think because I think this whole conversation with that was supposed to be like with people like Mr. Golden spies or CL interp spies, where they're just getting the wrong information from the wrong people,
Yeah,
and they're not improving.
That's-
like I don't.
that's another thing
Yeah.
I hate. Hate's a strong word. I don't like using that. I think one thing I dislike about CID is he kind of popularized the spies targeting other spies mindset, and it's not good in my opinion.
Yeah.
You
Like
get
even
these
the
spies. You get
hunting
these
for
spies
trick
who are
stab
chasing you
mindset.
around a map, trying to get you just see a spy shadowing you, and you know he wants to get close to you to try and sidestab you, and it's like, go away. I don't want to fight spies because it's just too. It's too random sometimes. It's the first person who makes the move can get stabbed if you end up strafing or turning around. Like if you go for a stab and then they just stab you regularly. Spy v spy for me is I don't like it at all. I think I'm
find
just
a lot
used to
of
being
spies
used to being
circling
safe.
around me nowadays.
Yeah.
Spy versus spy is the cancer of this game.
I'm just used to being safe, and whenever my original intent, I think this is from watching Stabby and Sergey and stuff like that. My base mindset when I see another spy is if I can headshot him or body shot him quickly, fine. If not, I will cloak, call their position, and fuck off. Obviously in comp. In pubs, I just leave him alone. Like I just see a spy, I DR, I cloak away. You know, Viz watch cloak away. I don't fight him because it's just too RNG sometimes who will get the backstab.
In comp, the only time I will go for spies if they're going for a teammate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I've lag stabbed a couple spies accidentally too.
Agreed.
I know Micah Lele tried to jump stab me and I understabbed him. I don't know. Sometimes it's a little fun, trivial to see who BMs the other spy better.
Yeah.
I just feel because I was trick stabbing in pubs when like Sluggy was making his Matador fucking tutorial, and that was like the height of spy trick stab.
Yes, Matadors were the biggest thing.
I could do literally every.
I could do everything on the trick stab list, and now it's like
I could do stair stab. I could do blind stair stabs, guys. I could do blind stair stabs.
now it's
I
like
could
all
do
this
telly-
mess of
oh
crap
my God.
now that you can't fucking
I could-
do.
I could do telly stabs, dude. Like, look at that shit. And then I went off and fucked off into comp for like 2 years, and then I see like all these like fucking
You just
videos.
you step out of the bubble of the competitive and just see Moo and all these other players.
because I watched CRD in like whatever it was 2016, 2017, or whatever it was, and because obviously I helped with his tutorial, so like I'd obviously like watched his videos and shit, and so after a while I see this like Moo kid, like I see him in my comments, and then I go to his channel because he's
Who
like,
is
oh,
this boy?
you like commented on my one of my videos, like what was it? Oh, it's my most viewed comp frag where it's called Gay Spy Carries His Team or some shit. And you're like, I saw that surf in the lakeside, I approve or some shit like that. And like, so I go on your YouTube channel and you've got like 50 subscribers or whatever it was. I'm just like, oh, check out this video, and just like I see this crazy shit from this guy with like half the hours of it. I'm just like, what is this? Like, I haven't seen any of this shit before. I'm like, I know what you're doing. I could say,
Wait,
yeah, I've never seen anyone do it
you
before.
saying that title of your video, like "Gay Spies Killing a Team," reminds. Does anyone know the TF2 YouTuber called Carpet Johnson?
I don't.
He made like really funny, just like he put comments all over his videos from sixes of just like, you know, get shit on nerd and just random stuff like that. And one of them, he was going to sixes, he was going to mid as spy in sixes, and the title, the little comment over the video was, "When you go spy to mid, because even your team doesn't expect you to be that gay." Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I've come back from comp and there's all this random shit that I know what you're doing, but I'm just like,
Yeah, you can see the moves, you
what?
just don't know, you just didn't know about it.
Because, like, for 2 years I haven't done trick steps.
Stepped out the bubble. Yeah. Alrighty.
I think now we're almost done.
Yeah.
Only 3 more things.
How to improve as a spy and having a positive mindset. So someone recommended that to me, and I think that's a big thing. Is spies now need to learn how to be happy of themselves and not be depressed. You know.
You must find the villain in you.
You must find the way.
I think best way to be happy is, for me, it was just being in a pit of depression and then have everything be happy to you.
Do whatever's most fun for you. Don't force yourself to do something in the game that makes you not have fun. That's why playing like an idiot in pubs is the most fun way for me to play. Like, literally playing dumb is playing fun, because you just go for the dumbest shit.
Pubs.
Yeah.
Because I hate them 90% of the time.
Takes a while to
I mean,
accept
like,
pubs when you're not used to them.
I would literally just say that, like, if you're playing comp, then like you just
Part 1
have
is accepting
fun
your
because
death.
it's,
Yes. Accepting
and,
you
and
will die
be
to dumb
friendly
shit.
with your team. Don't be aggressive with your team if you're in comp. And if you're in pubs, it doesn't matter, like,
No.
at all.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, just have fun again. Just have fun. And then how to improve on spy? There's this YouTube channel, youtube.com/user/.
Moo.
Alright.
Love
Alright.
TF2.
That seriously knows some fun tricky stabbers.
British TF2.
Okay.
And,
How many plugs is it so far?
Theoretical spy at theoretical spy.
If you go to his playlists, and then he's got a demo reviews playlist, and if you're getting to comp, you can go watch those ones, and there's a comprehensive, probably about 10 of them that you can go watch. And
Wow, who is this guy?
I know he sounds really fun.
He sounds like a pompous twat. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think if you find comp fun, which is I did for a while, and that's what I had most fun playing, because I didn't like pubs as well at the time. So I just played a lot of comp, and that's when comp was actually a thing, and there was pugs and lobbies going and stuff like that. So that was fun for me. So, yeah.
If you're learning comp, just go watch demo reviews.
God, definitely.
I would say whether they're mine plug or like Woolens
or just demos of anyone playing. Like if some spies upload demos of their just entire games, like Woolen has done. Pretty sure there's some spies in Australia that I know that do it, who did it previously. There's also like, I'm pretty sure What's Your Deal used to do it, but I don't really. Yeah.
I can think of Fire Iron Arm.
Oh yeah, I remember.
He's got I think he got 3 POVs or something. I'm pretty sure he hates me, but you know, whatever. I'll plug his channel anyway.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Are we good for
But yeah.
mindset? Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Learn from other people. That's how you get.
Uh-huh.
Watch-
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're learning trick stabs,
Watch people
'cause
better
that's
than
what
you.
wanna watch people who are better than you, and like just go watch Slurgies like fucking tutorials.
Oh yeah, no, like Sergey's like mindset tutorials, like the plateau one. There's also like spy movement, like how I trick people. That's a good one. That one. Yeah.
Oh, that one's solid. I think if I may interject,
back.
is like improving at anything. Like if it's a game, if it's like any skill, even. Like I think if you guys do you know who Zai, Rocket Jump Ninja?
Yeah, Zai.
He has a great series on like how to get good, but one of his topics is something that I realized is something that I did was like in terms of viewing mistakes and failure and how to like view that, where like instead of thinking like getting hung up over your failures, you treat it more objectively, and your goal is to it makes your failures less like disappointing to you, like, oh no, I messed up. You'd be like, oh,
You learn from it.
I can learn from
Yeah.
this. And you have to have that mindset of being like, okay, what did I mess up? How could I have actually
Yeah, don't blame the game. Don't blame the other player. Just see how you could have taken the situation differently.
Exactly. Like no matter what it was, no matter how dumb it is, it's like you could have done something different. Like you could have like played the situation safer. You could have, you know, read into what they were doing better. You could have done anything to have survived or successfully pulled something off, and that's the key. If you start blaming other things, that's
You know,
what's
that's
gonna...
the instinct when you're gonna stall.
Exactly. Because if you're not focusing on, you know, improving your own abilities and you're just focusing on everything else around you, then that's when you, I think, definitely plateau, and you also start not having as much fun because
Oh yeah, you'll get angry at
I think
yourself.
a lot of the fun is like that self-improvement, and that's the fun part where you finally like succeed at something. You're just like, oh yeah, just that feeling of accomplishment, even if it's something just like pubs with trick stabs. But I'm sure with comp, like getting those good med drops and like other picks and plays is the same kind of feeling.
Yeah, it is. Like that's why you should watch demo reviews, because it gives you perspective. And if you can find someone who will review your demos and give you
it's so good.
If you can find someone who will do that, then
and listen to them. Don't just take in it half-assed. If someone better than you, who's in a high div than you, reviews your spy gameplay, listen to them and take it in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I
just
mean,
learn from everybody.
Okay, this is a genuine thing. Like I will actually do demo reviews, so at me.
I'll do them better.
At me for your pub demo reviews, trick stab.
Triss, I challenge.
I challenge. All right, this is gonna be a thing.
I've got a big high brain, but I'm open in terms of actually clicking on people.
I think I'm gonna skip how can we play spy now, because I feel like we've already explained.
Yeah.
I think now we should say some new and underappreciated spies we think should be enlightened. Like people we think we've watched and we're like, hey, that guy's gonna be the new something.
Can I go last? Because I can't think of anyone.
Can I go first? Because I know somebody right off the bat.
Yeah, I can go as well at some point.
I guess move first.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say, do you guys know TFD Silex? You know Silex?
I do know Silex, yeah.
Silex is ridiculous, but he gets literally no credit and no recognition. He's been around like since before, or like he started posting around Sorgi's time, but he was doing stuff like that Sorgi was doing, and like even more in terms of like chain stabs and like surf stabs, and he was getting no attention. He like pioneered, I think, the Lich Ranger Deadringer Kunai thing before Sorgi. He's so like creative and like does all his stuff with like surfs. I feel like he was the first big like surfing YouTube spy, but nobody knew about him. And it's honestly like kind of sad.
Yeah. There are great spies that don't get any recognition.
Yeah,
Just
like he
because
even
they
got
don't get
hate.
views.
Like people were hating on him for using the like Lich Ranger Kunai Deadringer because he was like one of the only people doing that, and everyone's like, oh, you know, stock DR Ambi or something. But he was doing that. And it's like, this is a really good set, and everyone's like giving him crap and didn't take him seriously. It was like, he was a pioneer. He was ahead of his time. It's like, he's a good guy too. He's fun.
I guess I'll go next. There's a spy that so many people have been talking to me about. His name is Cheetahs. Plays on PG Hightower, and he's a really aggressive spy. I've liked his videos and stuff. And then there's another spy. I don't know if he's from Europe kind of area. His name is Jack Stanley.
He's Russian.
Yeah, he's Russian. I remember him. He's someone I thought could go really far with.
He plays. I think he plays mid. He's played in plat. I know that.
And then there's Meta. Meta, I feel like, is a very underappreciated spy, but at the same time, I don't want to recommend him. But at the same time, I feel like he Meta is honestly a very good spy, but I've had so many people. I've had someone, Tom, told me he has a very narrowed vision because the way he acts towards people doesn't simulate any growth. And I was like, oh, I guess. I don't know. I try to be really happy with a lot of people. I try to be nice. And
Dude,
stuff.
Meta and I go back. He commented on my 300 hours
God,
spy video, and he was like, you're pretty good for this many hours. We should play together. And that was back when he was into like pubs and trick stabs, and then he got into comp and became like British.
No, I think he became more. Yeah, he Meta.
Meta.
Oh, I know Meta.
Yep, Meta.
And he switched to sixes and played like scout and.
Ew, sixes. I've got a couple.
What about you, Starry? Any new underappreciated spies you've seen?
I mean,
Mr. Paladin.
I wish Clown got a lot more attention than he does. That's
Yeah.
about it. I got no one else in mind.
I mean, Clown quit, or did he?
He still streams.
Yeah,
He
streamed today, didn't he?
I asked him about what was that all about, and he's like, Pyro update. I didn't like it, so I quit. And I was like, oh, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
What about you, British?
Can you go to Triss first?
It's Swipes first. What about you, Swipes?
I would say Clown as well, because this guy is amazing and gets, let's say,
I feel like
smaller views.
I feel like he isn't underappreciated. I feel like he really is appreciated. I've
You mean
watched
who's not appreciated? You mean?
Yeah.
Honestly,
like
I have
someone-
no one in my mind right now. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Love. Anyone in
Um,
Asia that you can think of?
Ooh, one of my early students, Prince.
Prince,
I
yeah,
have
I've heard
seen him,
about
yeah.
Prince.
I
Yeah.
know
He is
Prince,
my
yeah.
one and only student in life.
Oh, what's his name?
Prince.
And also, there's this kid called Love. He's pretty good. I think he's pretty good.
I think I can think of an
counts.
overappreciated spy if that counts.
Yeah. I think we can all come to a conclusion on that one. And he owns ferrets.
Hello?
I don't own any ferrets.
Oh, he's transcending.
Oh no.
He's teleporting behind you.
Triss, let's assume he's asking you.
Wait, is he asking me? I guess. All
I
right.
have no idea. Say it anyway,
We
fuck it.
just assume that. I'd say Psycho should have more attention than he does. He's only got
Oh
like
my-
400 subs. Did I steal
Stole
yours?
my one.
Suck. Hey. Yeah, Psycho I think should have more attention than he does because his comp videos are really good. And he's playing in like, isn't he playing in high or mid? He's really
Prem.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's fucking insane.
Well, he.
Gets a lot of good
Oh, what
clips, and he
I
doesn't
can't
get as
remember
much
what-
attention as he should. So you can
I
be a
think-
part
I
of this one. You can be. This is like you and I recommending someone.
Yeah. So Psycho won mid season 14, which was the season before the one that just finished,
Mhm.
and then I think he came last in Prem this season or something.
Yeah,
But,
he's really good. And then also a fellow mate from Australia called Hydra. He's starting to make videos, and he's getting a lot of surf stabs, getting a lot of cool like C2Cing and
Oh,
reverse
yeah,
matadors and
Hydra.
stuff. He's getting some interesting stuff and making some, better videos. Every time he makes one, he makes a better one. So and
That's
he's a
true, I
very,
forgot
very
about Hydra.
underappreciated. He's, I mean, I wouldn't say underappreciated because he hasn't really made like enough to deserve to be appreciated, but he deserves to continue to get more subs as he is. So yeah. Yeah, Hydra's a gay
Swipes?
cunt. Oh, Swipes
Yeah.
went. Swipes went. I think
He
that's
already
everyone.
went.
And
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't said. I do have a couple of
okay,
others.
go ahead.
I
Hello,
don't
Hydra.
know if these.
British.
Yes.
I said you were like good, so now you say I good.
You gotta
right?
say love
Yes.
now.
Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
say love now. That was our deal, right?
I'm gonna focus on competitive. Do you play competitive?
I actually
He
do.
does.
Misha.
Oh, love. There we go.
Yeah, hey.
Hooray
He-
for competitive.
He has
Ooh.
great inspirers.
Hey,
that-
for some reason, my second YouTube video has like 10k views now.
What the fuck?
Oh, sweet.
Why do all you scrubs have so many views on your videos? Oh wait, you play pubs. I know why.
No, it was like a
Exactly.
mix.
We're
video.
just cooler.
My heart hurts. So comp wise, a couple of people I think I don't know if they have YouTube channels or anything, but
My mum bought me food without giving
Flowy?
me a knife and fork.
or A Flowy, he's pretty good, and then Nebula is very good as well. Neither of them are new, but I think they're probably underappreciated.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Hmm.
and then up and coming, I don't really know, because I don't know, maybe like Matt J or Sprasty or people like that. People who are top mid.
I mean,
I
I can name people who don't make videos.
Yeah, go on then.
John the Asian. He's a good spy in Australia. And yeah.
Fair enough. Is Theo here?
We don't,
I'll take that as a
it's alright,
no.
You got the
Who's
list as well, don't
attempting
you, British? I
to-
think that's the last question anyway, isn't it?
Okay, yeah, it is the last
Whoa.
question. Who's gonna sign off?
Wait. So moments, we need a moments of recognition for our beautiful man
we're
who
done,
made
Eddie.
the SFM thumbnail.
Yes, thanks very much to him.
steamcommunity.com/id/ArnoSFM. Check him out.
Yeah,
He
he'll be
does
linked.
brilliant SFM for like 1 key.
Surely he'll be linked
Yeah.
below into the description. I hope so.
Mhm.
Because Theo's
Well,
in here.
and
This is really
We can
this is like trying to leave your classroom when your
link
teacher's already
all of our
gone.
channels down in the description.
Oh, we finished already?
I think we're finished.
Theo?
Who's gonna finish? Who's gonna sign off?
Theo?
Since Theo's dead.
Theo?
Theo's attempting. He's in the room.
You can't
Theo is-
dismiss the class without the teacher.
Oh no. Okay,
Oh.
That's true.
I'll
The
act
bell
as
hasn't rung yet. No, the bell doesn't
The
dismiss
bell
you.
has
You
rung.
Yeah,
dismiss
the
Yeah.
bell doesn't
Goddamn,
dismiss
we
you,
talked
I
for 2
dismiss you.
So,
I think that's
Yeah.
good. Alright. Yeah.
thanks for watching. I
Yeah.
guess.
Thanks for
thanks for
watching.
watching.
Goodbye.
Very much.
Everyone's
Per-
videos. See you later.
Person who's gonna upload this is gonna put timestamps for every single question.
Every
and
single
that's
one.
not gonna be me.
Won't be me. I shoddy
So-
not.
Don't we
And
all upload this?
channels will be in the
Everybody
description.
links will be in the description.
Maybe this was a mistake, guys.
This was a
We
massive
should all upload
mistake.
this.
I'll put an announcement on my
Me was gonna go
channel,
now
yeah,
play
so
Rocket League, and
I'm gonna go into town and
God,
get some food.
it sounds so
'cause
weird
I'm-
considering it's like 10 at night. It's
British,
just-
you're gonna drink some
Literally
tea.
5:30 in the morning here.
I haven't slept in 14 hours, and
Oh,
it's
no.
1 o'clock in the afternoon. So here we
That's
go,
so
boys.
Yeah. Wait. So,
You could-
someone said in my chat, if Theo doesn't come back in 15 minutes, you're legally allowed to leave.
That's true.
Oh God. All right.
Thank you very much for watching.
Yes. Thank you.
and
See you guys later.
See you
You're
in
welcome.
2019 for Roundtable 2019.
Oh God.